All right, woohoo! Let's do it. LeStream versus Faze Clan. Ban Faze.
Here, as you can see, and Faze has already gotten rid of Hibana. Nomad going to be banned out by LeStream. That is a very common ban these days. Allows for a lot more aggression on the defensive side.
No Hibana on bank.
Otherwise, would just be no. You can't do that. You're not allowed to do that.
Maverick and Thermite going to be picked every single attacking round, probably.
Valkyrie. Wow, that is a target ban and a half. And Parker, you were talking about that earlier. Target bans.
We were talking about this technically off stream. Yeah. But I was still talking about it earlier.
It was earlier.
And no clash, so they just don't want teams wasting time. Because it takes so long to clear a bank as it's a big map. It takes a long time to drone everything. Usually it takes a professional team 1 minute to clear it and then get into where they want to be, but that's if the other team is playing 5-man downstairs while they're attacking the bottom floor.
Because this is bank, and number 2, because for the longest time she was the most banned attacker operator from Faze. In fact, it was actually the joint Japanese forces in the
so let's just see what happens here.
It was North America where we saw it.
Back it up just a tiny little bit.
Specifically Latin American and, well, I'm sure.
All right, so downstairs defense, Pulse and Mira,
moving forward into this
Smoke, Jaeger, Maestro. Maestro probably playing the long angle. That's why they have these Miras set up the way that they do. Jackal. No Capital being brought. Kind of curious. But I wouldn't be surprised if Capital's brought later.
On the side of the attack, one thing that's very important to note is the fact that Jackal has gone unbanned on a map like Bank. He is going to be brought almost every round.
Particularly strong and used by quite a wide variety of regions. In fact, we actually saw Jackal's ban rate start to tick up. Yep. It was North America where we saw it actually break into the top 5 for a brief period of time towards the end of the season.
So LeStream immediately just running in
his hands, period.
Having obviously pre-placed drones to the point that they're not worried about anything, so they're in the building very, very quickly. And like I said, about 1 minute in, and they have every line of sight that they want. They're opening this right here to make it so that they can watch the flank a little bit better. And they're going to open the wall here so they can rotate between blue and the office quicker. So Maverick opening up this extra hatch first.
As we've talked about, as the analysts talked about, kind of the name of the game for this match. I mean, you have 2 teams that are well known.
So that'll be really interesting to see if Faze actually notices that this is open. Pulse rotating around, given the call out. Smoke playing on blue stairs. Is gonna move back. Aces is gonna drop this hatch at some point during the attack, just to come up from a flank. I'm really interested to see, though, which hatches they actually have open. Oh my goodness. Astra playing with a shotgun. I can't tell if that's a mistake or not, but they still have the flank watch, so, you know. Oh, and Maverick's already in, and they're planting in B, actually, because they droned it out.
The plan is going down. Alfama is in, and there you go. The C4 will hit. Is able to take him down, and then add insult to injury.
This is a very fast attack.
Uno takes down Cameraman, but traded off by Una. That was 2 kills for the Jackal. From the back, Aces is able to eliminate Ion, who wasn't quite aware that this entire.
So Pulse and Mira are still up. So let's just hold on a second. Let's pause. Talk about the attack itself. So obviously, one of the hatches got opened by Thermite, probably the sight hatch. Elevator hatch opened by Maverick. Flank being watched by Jackal on the main stairs. And then slight pressure on blue to force Smoke to come back to sight. But all it took was Aces droning out B-bomb to know that they could get in there and probably plant. And they're pretty much just trying to rush it in. Once they noticed that B was relatively clear and everybody was facing towards red, there's only 2 ways they need to watch. They need to watch down the hallway towards server, or excuse me, towards CC. And that person can also kind of watch towards vault if they're playing behind these little computers that are over here to the right. And unfortunately for LeStream, they Faze was able to rotate quick enough to even up the man count.
And he's going to coordinate quite well with Yuna. Down. They call those operators an anchor, and Yuna is an anchor for just about any team you find him on. The very first round is going to go to Faze with some very good coordination.
First round. Now,
of the fact that Faze went undefeated in the second.
All right, so no Maverick being brought this time, IQ being brought instead. I'm really interested to see how IQ is used here. Most likely we'll be playing on north windows. That's a really good spot for IQ to use her gadget to actually destroy any utility that the defenders might have placed out in the quote-unquote open. So right now, Uno just watching flank from above, while Thatcher rotates over to join Zofia and Thermite.
he came out of the gate swinging. You got to be proud of that.
The defenders obviously at the top of the wall open to impact trick it, but most likely what will happen is Zofia charges will come out and over the wall to disrupt what the defenders are trying to do. One Echo drone out in the main lobby, that's actually really good. I also like that they put punch holes for the Maestro to look through. It's really interesting.
Okay, it looks like the Evil Eye is put in a position to potentially deny this wall, and the melee holes are in an endeavor to do that. No, I was curious. Not sure what the plan is there. Unreinforced wall. Kind of odd setup.
The ball goes, though, and it also sounds like a C4 has been expended. It's the nitro cell that was tossed out from cameraman's Mira. So you do lose one of those explosives. You still have a second in the hands of Pulse.
Okay, I was wrong. The wall was reinforced.
So we got 4 people at Skylight pretty much.
But you've got the walls open, or one wall is CEO now. Very similar to that CCTV takedown stairs. You're going to open.
And IQ is on the north windows, yep.
A lot of teams don't contest it as much. It's what happens in the interim. Yuna will find his 5th kill, an impressive shot under Rise, which will shut down the Zofia, and with a minute left, will give Faze an advantage heading into the final stretch.
Now Yuna, that's 5 kills for him over 2 rounds. That nade almost takes down Yuna, though.
There's no way they can push down that hallway because of the Maestro and the Echo playing in the elevator.
They're used to getting them. They're not going to, though, in the first 2 minutes of this round. They're waiting patiently.
Alfama just kind of has to go in.
Give an opportunity away, but it's just more and more.
He just has to go in and try to plant.
As Astro takes down Una in the main hallway. Easy push here for the Maestro. He's looking for a second. Astro, a beautiful shot there.
Yeah, as bodies start dropping, it's really hard to push in there.
Second, leaving just aces in a 1 versus 5. He'll hot breach and die, and that's it. Faze put 2 rounds.
Where cameraman Astro and
they're trying to clear upstairs. You can see that there's a Twitch being brought here. No Jackal for LeStream, and why? The mirror's been a problem, and they're trying their best to deal with it. Now, I would find it incredibly surprising if Faze allowed the Twitch to get through to those mirror windows, but then again, it is a roam on the top floor, and the mirror windows are likely to be set up along that roam. So there's going to be less manpower to watch for the Twitch drone, so it's possible, certainly possible, for Hicks to get a nice drone in there. We'll come down to some good
once again,
his part, I'm sure.
Maverick only being brought that first round.
LeStream is just going to go for broke. They're all in the site. Oh my God! Yuna will shut down Uno, but right now, LeStream has full control. Being battled back though is Ion as he guns down Rise, and Hicks is there too, and this is extraordinarily Alfama is in.
This is just a rush up blue stairs. Looked like.
In the middle of the site, and there's nobody nearby to do much. Where's Faze gonna go?
Very chaotic.
Off the plan, but it looks like Alfama will go for it yet again, with Hicks possibly doing some covering work. Nobody's any the wiser, as there you go, it will go down, and I think this will confuse Faze quite an awful lot. Where cameraman Astro and Mavar is the real question. There's some shots from the MP5 of Mav that will go on through, and it will finish off Hicks as Aces sees their body himself, trying to contest inside of the staff area. Aces will now head into admin area and just hold off while Alfama is nestled inside of the site. And Aces
they're all pinching. They're all pinching Aces. Oh my goodness. One above, 2 below.
Finds cameraman, takes him down, pistol out. Oh, Aces, a beautiful shot.
Oh wow.
Two very
that was great.
With Aces with the pistol on out. And LeStream
that was great.
The game works out. What a round from them.
That was a very fast round.
That's some amazing pistol play about it. And it really advanced by LeStream. I mean, yeah, if your team.
So Faze going back downstairs.
you have an
They're not going to
opportunity.
change their operators.
Seize that
Actually, no, they
opportunity. I
did
doubt
change.
it'll
They
ever
changed
work again,
Maverick for
but they have balanced things out here.
Maverick for Echo. Or excuse me, Maestro for Echo. Maverick is back on the board because they're attacking downstairs, and they have brought Capital like I thought they would. He hasn't opened anything up yet, though. So they're obviously not going to use him for the same purpose they used him before.
But I think they haven't cleared the roamer in CEO, if I'm not mistaken. I thought I saw a body in there. Yes, indeed, I did. It's Astro. He's in a position to easily flank his opponents because he wasn't droned out. He might even get a free kill right here and now. And yeah, there it is. Rise goes down. Yeah. That's Capital. Wow. Unfortunate mistake made there by LeStream. Not fully droning out Bank. You hate to see it, but it does happen. And that'll put Faze in a great spot. But Astro does go down. However, he got a Capital for a Jaeger. That is a win.
Huge victory, massive trade for them, and LeStream looking to find.
All right, so now opening up both hatches, same rotation holes made.
Always inevitably need smoke in order to pull off a successful plant for most teams. Now,
Wall's getting opened up now.
A lot of teams will just bait out right where you see the exothermic charge going off in what is referred to as default plant spot. Well, you'll walk in, you'll try to plant in the opening that was created there. Uno giving us a great example of exactly
no smokes on the board. So they're going to have to figure out how to push this properly. Ooh, that's a good spot. Long angle being utilized by Faze, most likely by Cameraman.
So this pre-fire that you just saw Uno committing to is where he knows the smoke.
And now they're going for the C. They're going to go for the C4, but Uno's holding the angle.
Beautiful shot there. It's not going to allow the plant though because there are plenty of backups here.
So they have to use Maverick's flashbangs to try to deny Red Hallway because they don't have Capital. Which is nowhere near as effective, but still effective enough.
Very handily.
But there's still 40 seconds. There's only one toxic canister that's left that can be thrown out from the smoke. And other than the nitro cell that you see on the pulse, you're going to rely an awful lot on Cameraman staying alive, which for the time being seems to be pretty easy. There isn't much of a contest on the Cameraman's location. And
if both Echo drones are in B-bomb, this is good, but he's actually flanking up the stairs. He's going to get 2 kills. Are you kidding me? If you jump on your drone and echo him right now, you're the greatest echo alive, but the C4 gets him. Wow.
That's an explosive end to the diffuser, and then he puts matters into his own hands with the UMP, and Mav will pick up 2 kills to end the round for Faze Clan. That's a questionable decision for what we've seen so far. It might just not be an operator that they really enjoy having in.
So now they're back upstairs.
We do know that Thatcher does get brought from LeStream on other maps.
Yeah, it's true. And
the real, like, obviously Faze is going to have everyone playing upstairs, except for Mav. When I say Mav, I mean the player. IQ brought once again.
Thus far, it's been a struggle for LeStream, and, well, they haven't found those right tools. They're working on it, though. I'm sure eventually they will get it. That's the name of the game for LeStream is flexibility.
Oh, he was going for it.
Drone, or rather, shock drone, destroyed. And it was right before it was able to take down one of those evil eyes. And that's a pretty important pick there.
This looks like a main lobby push instead. So Uno's just waiting at the top of the stairs for the drone to come out. But,
what a great coordinated effort, disoriented
like,
he sees his own life
he didn't wait for the drone.
Uno, who was so triumphant in his
he literally did not wait for it. He just said, I'm going up the staircase. Both Echo drones are gone now, so it's not terrible, but he really needed to, you know, wait for the drone to tell him it was clear.
It's a good angle here for Alfama. He knows that there's somebody playing by that reception desk. Just waiting for somebody to peek into his line of sight.
He's actually looking for the hole through into the elevator because he knows that Maestro's still playing in there.
And he's trying to hold on to the main stairs. Hicks pushing up there, Rise droning Hicks in. But there's a crossfire between the Maestro and the Echo, and there's no right decision here for Hicks. He's got to just get a little lucky. Evil Eye calls out, and there's the push from Unit. Rise with the refrag, but it's expected, and ooh, a double piece
great
from Rise.
shot.
Beautiful job there. He knows someone's playing by Garage, and he's going to do his best to get rid of the Evil Eye and disrupt Astro. Here's Astro's position, though. He still has a dream line of sight to hold on to this push.
Yeah, Astro's in the power position right now. They need to dislodge him, and they can, but they need to use their utility properly, and it's just not happening because he dropped down.
Rather, I say the elevators. He's on main stairs and doing more damage. Rise lit up in difficult position.
The wall will go as Alfama and Rise are the only hope of LeStream for the time being. Astro still being ever so elusive as he'll now head all the way towards Skylight Stairwell, very far back. Alfama gets pushed up to supply though because of the toxic canisters, and we're trying to kill onto Ion in the interim. Standing on top of the desk, Alfama will go for the plan as Mav is below, and Alfama losing some HP. The Pulse beneath him, he has to be very wary of the fact there's still a Nitro cell in the hands of the Pulse, waiting for it to possibly come out. But amidst the bomb, it's a successful kill for Astro as Alfama had no coverage.
Oh, he downed him with the pistol.
But he can withstand, pick himself back up. Does anybody know his position? Well, it doesn't really matter. You only have a tiny bit of HP, and Astro will take the rest of it away from
These rounds are so fast and chaotic that it's hard to actually do any kind of like analysis of what's happening.
Which means they're likely going to invest heavily in holding top floor. And if they are not prepared for a rush, then
that attack fell apart for LeStream when Sledge died without waiting for the drone.
And I seriously doubt to see 2 in a row.
I mean, realistically, there's not going to be another rush, right?
Right.
You can't expect that because Faze is going to be very wary of it, and they will likely have some preparation to stop LeStream as they go to bulldoze their way on in. Unfortunately for us, it's very hard to dissect.
So let's see if LeStream try to go for the rush again, because I mean, it's possible. Like Faze is setting up the same way.
Regularly, well, rushing on into sight. And for the time being, it doesn't really look like LeStream is going to go for broke.
Maybe a main lobby take based on the spawns.
I think that they're positioning the Miras differently,
Going back alley, but
which could make a difference.
Spawn towards ATMs.
They're all over the place.
Yeah.
But it does appear to be the lobby as the main point of contact for both Hicks and Uno, being joined by Alfama as well, as they are all on drones and trying to figure out where you're going to see Aces spawn in the back alley will go towards.
Curious what the plan is here for Alfama. He's moving over to Lone Office. He's going to be able to open up a crossfire, I suppose, but he's also exposed to anybody roaming top floor, and there are roamers top floor from Faze. So this is definitely going to be tricky for LeStream to manage. This strategy
That's a crazy angle.
Stop the roamers on the top floor from pressuring you, but it's also hurt by not only those roamers, but the player on the mirror window.
But of course, Ion is peeking when he doesn't realize there's a crossfire on the other side. And Astro wins that fight. Oh my gosh. He shouldn't win that fight. IQ just should win that immediately. Uno's so aggressive too. And Aces is on the window.
Electrical gadgets that are brought by
he should just, honestly, he should just nade that, but I think one of his ADSs, or one of his nades just got ADS.
You're not dealing with any Evil Eyes, you're not dealing with any Echoes, you don't have to worry about too much other than ADS, and, well, I mean, you have to worry about Astro, he's going to take a second down, but there's not much that an IQ could have done to solve that.
But Sledge is dead, based on the jump out to relieve pressure up top, so that's good. Faze is playing it right.
Yeah, he's doing great so far in this match, and you can see that there's still plenty of anchor presence here.
Oof, he shouldn't have. He should have just backed off.
That's Mav.
Hid for a little bit longer, but Cameraman's in a good position to make things really strange, and Astro made it all the way back inside. What really needs to happen is they just need to get back in sight and get on the Mira in the front lobby, because they're still in the front lobby, but none of the defenders are really like there.
There is one roamer still upstairs. That's Astro. He's got all of the kills for his team this round. Uno playing by Cashbag is doing his best to deny this entry, and he will be successful. But
he's immediately traded out by Uno, pushing through the other door. Oh, what a great call out. Whoever called that out right there just practically won the round. And this wall is soft. If he gets spotted, he's done. But Cameraman's in a bad position already.
He won't be able to deny it, which means he's going to have to work around a post plant.
So Uno's pretty much got this based on positioning, and he's going to have a drone on the diffuser, of course.
From Uno. There's the mirror window working against Uno, though. He's going to creep up on it, trying to get a position where he won't be exposed to it.
Yeah, that's the spot to play.
The window.
Underneath the mirror.
The cameraman does not have information. He's just looking for an opportunity. He's unlikely to find one, but he might get a little lucky. This vault, if he goes for it, will broadcast his intention and position, and the call's coming out from the drone. That's it. Uno will
and there's a pre-placed drone in main lobby calling him out, too.
And LeStream get another one.
So that was just a main lobby attack, Zofia pushing, Sledge supporting, IQ watching flank, and
that's not amazing.
Yeah.
That was Ion that we see on the replay being a little bit too focused.
Thermite had to watch flank after IQ died, though.
Blinders on, staring right at Uno, and not really much else. And because that Hicks was able to get what was a pretty easy kill.
That was a nice pre-fire.
But a pretty easy kill because Ion wasn't in a position to re-engage or fire back.
I mean, a good first half here for FaZe is my main takeaway. Uno, yeah, it's a pretty good
take down anybody who comes his way. And a team like FaZe, a team that is so good.
So pretty much the same lineup coming out from FaZe. Zofia, Maverick. Every attack at the basement is gonna have a Maverick and a Thermite, 100%, unless they just misread the other team's, defensive locations.
For Aces, you need to be able to get your kills. He needs to be able to rack it up on that scoreboard because that is his job.
You can also say it's really the kind of the
Okay, hatches upstairs are reinforced, so I would imagine the cameraman's going to open up one of them.
When they first came together, which was actually long ago, is at the end of 2018. But we'll talk about that later. For now,
excuse me.
Down Uno. It's a pretty good start. Lesion gone. Got rid of all those potential food traps that could have come out later. And, well, there's that kill. Just playing in open area, a little bit exposed, not a lot of information. It's unfortunate to see. But yeah, some more aggression.
He was probably relying on his goo mines to give him intel, but obviously lines of sight, long lines of sight are the weakness of the Legion mines. So Maverick and Zofia pushing server. Zofia is going to go from the tunnel, so they have two different angles to attack from.
Who has been the standout performer of this matchup, now heading into the sewers. That's an interesting place for him to be. I mean, he didn't really need to go all that way, where he could have just come down the stairs. He knows that cameraman has full control. Open up a peephole to the wall
that angle is going to be used to block the C4 if it gets shot, or if it gets tries to get thrown. They're just going to be waiting there to shoot it out or kill the operator that's throwing it. Maverick does still have enough enough to open another hatch, and they didn't need to use a thermite on the wall. So, their utilization of utility is good right this second. IQ there just in case to find any echo drones. The long angle being used.
Someone from FaZe is gonna have to win this fight.
Nice shot.
To win it against Ion. Beautiful angle play there. Just tapping away with that suppressed MP5, and it's working.
You want me to drink some water? I'll drink some Red Bull instead.
Is there anyone to deny is the question. Alfalma lands a beautiful shot. He's gonna go for the rush, and he will deny that plant. Yuna shut down.
Alfalma just going in right there.
He's not gonna be able to do anything in regards to that diffuser. Mav also
he's got to be trapped in server now, but there's no time.
And based on time, a little bit too clock. You may as well.
This is actually the first match that I've watched from the tournament that's actually kind of hard to analyze because everything is happening so fast and somewhat chaotically. There isn't a lot of setup, and it doesn't seem like there's a lot of droning going on. The only themes that you can really take away from this are IQ on the north windows. Maverick is always brought every time they go downstairs.
And in this case, there's no Twitch to counter them.
And, things like that.
Dealing with shields is particularly annoying for most teams. Most people who play against FaZe know that when Uni used to play on either the Blitz or the Montaigne. FaZe used to have
Astra getting hit by an Evil Eye right now. That's annoying, especially in that position.
But that's what ultimately left this.
But once again, the site's downstairs, and they have these mirror setups and castles upstairs. And they can watch both of the doorways from above, so they don't really need to worry about it in that way. But I feel like just lack of drones to like see what's happening. Like, why would you push up the staircase into a Mira? It's just such a awkward thing to try to do.
Yuna shuts down Uno, as Uno cannot pop up behind that Teller's counter. And that'll be Yuna continuing on with the good work that he's done and roles that don't.
So right now, LeStream look like they're going to be the ones to win this round based on their upstairs presence, but FaZe is going to try to pressure it, obviously, but they just have too much information. Yeah. These rounds are just going so fast.
Particular part of the site. He's way too valuable, and as you can see from where the yokais are
Uno's actually
located,
going for a spawn kill too.
from Uno, you're likely going to see those yokais used as information gatherers, not necessarily as plan denial.
Yeah, that's the primary goal there for sure. I mean, I think it also can be used to cover your weak spots. A lot of people, when they see this kind of setup from a defensive team, what they choose to do.
So this is going to be a
pick the
skylight
square,
take.
and that's where Faze are setting
These
up
holes
take
being
right
open, they
now
have
for
to be
skylight.
wary of them. But if they just drone it out and see where the defenders are, what angles the defenders are holding, they can effectively fight it.
You put a yokai drone by archives or in square somewhere.
So
away, just waiting to call out that
LeStream has 3 upstairs and 2 downstairs.
and potentially, if necessary, deny that plan.
And they do have a drone in sight, and they see both defenders in sight. So they could push sight right now if they wanted to, with one person watching flank. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think, well, they are setting it up, actually. They're setting up a drone, it looks like, for that. And it looks like they are going to push in. If they clear blue stairs, they can push in.
Setup like that, because especially with the mirror windows in place, there's a lot of open sight lines that can basically destroy you before you're able to take any real map control away. And Faze has struggled.
Yeah,
to
they're just gonna push sight.
So far through 2 rounds.
Mirror dead, push sight.
As Alfama down below decides to peek. I don't know why, and Una's now in sight. Oh my goodness, Una's just there going for the plant, but Rise will shut him down. Pulls out the shotgun, expecting another, but good crossfires with Mav there. I think Faze realized that they can do the LeStream strategy, just bull rush right on into the site. A second kill for Mav will come out as he charges on, and he's now holding that.
So now Jaeger and Echo.
Jaeger
has, or excuse me, Echo has to deny plant, but his drones aren't even in position, and then Jaeger has to even up the man count. But it's not going to happen.
Successful defuse in the very first for Faze on attack, as Uno will now move on in on his own. Rest of Faze will look to lock it on out as Uno will try for the comeback now, evening things at 2-2. Everybody else is at full HP. Where Cameraman and Ion are playing is incredibly important. Ion will find aces, and that'll leave Uno now in a position where he might not be able to walk away with it. He can't control the bearing 9 at all. It's too unwieldy, and Ion will take it. And
who are you talking about, Faze or LeStream, Keeb?
Another 2 rounds, because it's going to be Faze taking the
to Faze, and Faze did not
that they try. So Smoke and his band of I would say big boys, but I mean Mira's on the table, so I mean I can't say that, I suppose. And
like, I'm trying to figure out who you're talking about. Are you talking about Faze not being set up or LeStream not being set up?
Their disposal. A colorful lineup, sure, but it has the ability to shroud you in smoke. It's got concussions, and you're going to put a lot of pressure on with the hard destruction as well, as most teams are going to be running a Maverick and Thermite combo if Hibana is banned on bank.
Oh, and that's what we see here from Faze. Standard stuff here. Now, they've done this before. They brought this lineup before on this site, and oh, it didn't work out. So, can they change that result is the question. Cameraman's going to have some pretty amazing stuff to show us on his Maverick. He is a very efficient Maverick, and that's worth noting. Not everybody is. You can do a lot with that blowtorch. You can open up 2 drop-downs if you do it well. You can open up part of one drop-down and another drop-down, and then also a wall somewhere, which is seemingly what Cameraman likes to do.
Yeah, either way, once Mira goes down, it works. And Capitao did get the trade onto Thermite right afterwards. But I think that what might have happened is they might have, like, kind of passed each other on the other side of a shelf. Like, because I'm pretty sure that Capitao sort of came from behind Smoke after Smoke got the kill. So they probably just missed each other crossing through the doorway, because I think that was Capitao's intended plan at that moment. But it was just a timing thing. And timing is huge.
I would imagine he'll do what we've seen a lot of teams do, which is
so server hatch open, most likely having server control. There is no Thatcher, and for some reason the Cade wasn't able to get one of the hatches. I'm not quite sure why they brought the Cade if they're not going to be able to keep both the hatches closed. Or maybe they're just using the Cade to keep the door closed, if that makes sense. Or the wall, excuse me, the wall. So yeah, he sees the wall. If the plan is to keep the wall closed, yeah, like why leave the wall soft with the Cade able to be shot? It doesn't make any sense. Uno does see him around the corner and he's just gonna blast him.
A little bit of damage done, but the plant's going down all the while, and there's no yokais to deny it.
And they have a Cade trying to deny the C4 instead of with impacts instead of a Nitro Cell. This was a vast miscalculation.
Ion will get the first kill here onto Hicks. So here comes the slaughter.
Yeah, this was a huge miscalculation on LeStream's part.
Uno will get his flank, but it
They've
might
probably
be too
played this
late.
strat before, and someone's reinforcement was not positioned properly.
Get an ace in this round. Can't even take down Mav. A beautiful round there from Faze.
Pubstar, get a
on the default plant spot.
1080.
Really well played by Faze to be able to lock out a push from gold and into the red hole.
So that right there. Okay, so yesterday we talked about Dark Zero and how when they were up at match point on Bank, they brought a Ying. They brought a Ying instead of a Capitao, and their strat was set up for Capitao. Their strat wasn't set up for Ying, so the Ying didn't work the way they wanted to. There were ADS's positioned to prevent the Ying from actually doing anything. But the strategy was set up for Capitao to where Thatcher was positioned somewhere else, uses his EMPs for different utility, as opposed to using the utility to help Ying. So in that specific strat that we just watched from Faze and LeStream, yes, Cade could work. That strategy could work. But if you're not, if you have two of them, so if you're not going to keep one of the hatches closed, and you know that the one that is caded is just going to get Mavericked open, and you're going to use the other one on the wall, you have to reinforce both walls. You have to. It's not, you can't do it otherwise. That was a great shot from Ion. But the round was won as soon as the Cade was ineffective. And for some reason, Cade is trying to stop the plant with impacts when it really just needs to be Mira. So if you are going to bring a Cade here, you have to get rid of either Echo or Maestro and bring a Pulse for that extra C4. Now, the strat here, see, look, they still have Cade, and they have Mira for the C4. Smoke for time wasting, and Jaeger to protect the people inside of Red Hallway for as long as possible. The Capitao bolts obviously are gonna change that. But right now, Hicks is going to just deny as long as possible at the top of server stairs, and Jaeger or Smoke will be helping him in server. That's the way I see this working out. So Cade's probably going to put his utility in either the same spot or slightly different, and then Mira's going to be the one actually trying to deny plant. But then that leaves the big question is who's going to watch Garage? Cade can have an ACOG, but that's not the best weapon at long range because of how bad the kick is on that shotgun. So the real question is who's watching Garage and what is actually caded? What has actually been caded? They also have the hatches open for a late flank. So this seems a bit more organized with a lot of different ideas kind of coming together. So Jaeger playing main stairs makes sense. Astra's just going to wait for him to expose himself.
It's going to be very similar to what we saw out of, I believe it was Mint on Dark Zero, who was playing on that similar position as a Smoke. You've got Rise there on the Smoke, a very familiar.
But they're obviously trying to figure out,
because he's usually the one on the Ela inflicting all that damage. Now, the good news is that it's a lot easier to take this position now that Capitao.
Keeb, the TTS drops at 1:30, so in about 30 minutes. Pubstar, you need to spend at least 1,500 if you're going to get a pre-build PC. If you spend $900, you're just going to waste your money. So this hatch being caded is smart, but like I said, he can still open it. No matter what hatch is caded, Maverick is going to be able to open it, which is why I don't quite understand why they would ban Hibana.
We are almost a minute left in this round, very quickly in. and there hasn't been much of an effort to push off either.
And they don't have the proper utility to push down server stairs. But someone needs to be watching from the server hatch to stop the rotation, and then equipment just needs to be dumped in.
Ooh, that might have been an exothermic charge there, just impact tricked, but no, doesn't look like it was successful. The drop down in the small office has been opened up, and there's a little line on the drop down in open area. Mav has rotated down to sewers, I believe, and will be coming up below the players inside of server. He's going to go for a flank on Rise is the one who will have to hold this. Hicks still holding the top of the stairs. He's getting flashed, but he'll win the fight in the first engagement. He's got a second, though, potentially.
He's very, very weak.
Down, holding his flank well. Low HP on Hicks here, but he is still going to get another. Astro, though, with a double kill. And he'll take
great
down
pinch.
both of the players inside
But tons of
server.
time wasted. So
Faze has
LeStream
lost a lot
got
of
what
utility and a lot of
LeStream
manpower
got
going
done
onto
what they were
that
trying to
server
get done.
staircase, but
At the end of the day.
control of it. Now, LeStream only need to deny
They still have a
for 10
C4 to deny
seconds, and
plant.
It's going to be a straight Hail Mary drop into sight. Alfama, beautiful gunplay here. He will not win the second gunfight, though, and this is going to be Astro putting more kills
Yeah.
on the board.
So LeStream, that ended up working. Two players on
Pretty solid
server stairs.
It was a valiant effort, but Faze was just so slow to the
Yeah.
punch.
Yeah.
Waiting for
Maverick
everybody
would have been a better
position,
ban
sure,
if they
but you
plan on
have to ensure
using
that they're getting there fast enough.
Cade so much.
You
Like
cannot
if they're
begin
gonna
to push
use
server
Cade,
down
if
to the
Cade's gonna be
first
like
site
their
and
primary
rush
strategy to
down to the actual site.
keep the
Those
hatches
assets
closed
need
or to
warlockers.
keep some
They're
of
only ready
the
to go. There's just simply
hard
not
destruction
enough
that they
time,
want
especially
closed,
not when you're down an
like
exothermic charge,
closed,
an invaluable tool to be able to open
then
up
they
that
need to
wall
just
and
ban
get the
Mav.
plant down inside of CCTV. Yuno was the first person from Faze to push the server stairs, and he got shredded by Hicks. If it wasn't for Astro coming on in,
So, yeah.
that really could have gone even worse for Faze, and it's hard to be worse than.
But that worked out very well for LeStream because they just wasted so much time and they traded 2 bodies for 3. So, actually, hold on, let me rewind this a little bit because there's already been a kill.
That Faze has shown in the latter half of their attacking rounds. I think it's safe to say that Faze has gotten more comfortable over the last 3 rounds as they've been able to iron out.
It's a good spot for a Maestro cam, but it's obviously going to get taken out. There's no ADS that can really be placed to protect it.
Didn't have much of adjustment to what we saw from Hicks and Rise on those stairs. That was the one big speed bump that Faze just couldn't overcome. What kind of speed bump is LeStream going
What?
to present to us
Doc,
this
what?
on CEO? It seems like it was going to be an ATM's run out.
Doc ran out
Here comes the run in front
and then
from
just
Astro to
got
counter the run out,
destroyed.
and Uno goes
Astro,
down.
they had no
Kills.
idea that was coming either. Astro could have
And,
definitely
he'll get back to his job.
killed him way earlier. That was just that was probably he was probably so shocked and bewildered to see that. He's just like, Doc just ran out in front of me? Like, what? Where's the call out? He's probably looking at his teammate when he's looking to his left and right. He's like, where's the call out? Like, what's happening here? Don't you have a drone there? You know, like that kind of thing.
You also used to have Super Liven, who used to be on this LeStream team back when it was Millennium still, so I think it imbues them with a sense of power.
It certainly does. Now,
so that's a run out like that is a sign of desperation. But
did not work out.
And you know, the Maestro is gonna get taken out. Barbed wire is gonna get destroyed. So now they just need to drone up the stairs, check the elevator, check Banana, and check right inside of Banana in that little office. And Hicks with his shield. I do remember this round. This shield is so strong.
This is a position where you know that Hicks
they know that he's there. Like they're holding the angle. They know that he's there. But they can't get rid of that shield. The only thing they could possibly do is try to like peek and fire arrow it, but it's not going to happen. Like this is just such a hard angle to fight. Or they could open part of that soft wall. They could shoot part of that soft wall open, and Mav opens, you know, Mav shoots a arrow right there. That would force Hicks to move. That wouldn't kill Hicks, but it could force him into a position where he needs to die. But this is also good. I remember this round specifically. I'm gonna pause it when the round's over.
On to reception, and he's trying to challenge Banana. It's not an easy fight, and he'll lose it. Ion gets his other kill. There you go. Ion putting more on the board. Rises down. It's just aces in a 1 versus 2 after he gets to Ion, finally shutting that player out of this round. Ace is in a great spot to deny this push from Banana. He only has to do it for 25 more seconds, and it'll be overtime. He gets one, and the other!
All right.
Beautiful double kill there
So,
by Aces.
here, they're going to show it in the replay, and I'm going to explain something as they're replaying the kills. So, all of Faze's attack was at the main lobby, except for Ion, who's pushing from square. And right there, he goes down. Right here, this is it. So, you see so many different things happening here. So first, Ion is coming at the perfect time as Maverick is throwing his flashbangs over the railing, right? Ion comes flying around the corner, taking the risk to pass the closet that he's most likely already droned out, knowing that no one's actually actively holding that angle and that the defenders are most likely set up for the main lobby push. So he comes flying around the corner and just annihilates Hicks, right? So that puts him at a man advantage. The rest of the push is coming. Rise has to take the fight, and then Ion is just continuously pushing in from the hallway. They weren't watching the mirrors effectively enough, and now they're in a good position here, and they should have it. They should have had this round, but they both push down Banana hallway, and Ace is just waiting for it because there's obviously some kind of utility placed to give him that information. So Ace is, like, LeStream should not have won that round because Faze actually executed very, very well. But, you know, you never really, the round's never really won. You can't ever just let your guard down, even if you're in a 2v1 with plenty of time. But basically, they should have won that round as soon as IQ droned for herself, knew that she was relatively safe. They must have called out various positions of where the defenders were. They knew that Maestro was in one spot, Doc was dead. They knew that Castle was playing close, but they were, you know, banking on the retrade. And then Mira's obviously playing further back, and Jaeger playing further back as well. So, once Maestro was dead, they should have had it. But, like I said, professional teams, both teams are good. Both teams are some of the best in the world, so it's not uncommon for teams to come out with a win in a precarious scenario.
Now, if you look at LeStream's setup, very similar to what we just saw with that Ella and Smoke combo on the server stairs. And Faze took way too long to be able to cut through that. And it was to their detriment. And losing that round, realistically, they lost that round before they even hit the site because they bled too much, too early. If, with the tools that are at FaZe Clan's disposal, they are able to dislodge those defenders playing on server stairs by the 1 minute mark with taking minimal casualties in the process, and this is going to bode very well for their chances.
I also don't understand why they wouldn't just bring a Thatcher at some point. At some point, you just have to bring a Thatcher.
That is so curious. There is a heavy stack on a server hold here from LeStream.
Yeah, Keeb, it's grown significantly. It's huge now.
Now, what we need to see from FaZe because of this is...
Oh, okay, so here. Let's talk about this mirror real quick. So, this mirror looks stupid. At first glance, it looks stupid, but it's actually not, and I'll explain why. So, the first thing about this mirror is if attackers are coming from the sewer, this is an easy peek and kill, right? Once server starts to get taken by the attackers, you open this mirror, and now how can you thermite this? You can't. You cannot thermite this wall to go for the default plant. It's not possible because LeStream is going to have people watching it from the long angle in garage for one. So they have to have someone playing in garage and someone else playing there to kind of watch that person's back. They're not because of the Cade, they're not going to have enough blowtorch on Maverick to open up everything that they need opened. So thermite is practically rendered useless here. Their only hope is to plant in a different spot. The default plant no longer is effective at this point. So let's just see how this plays out. And also, Hicks is still wasting time on the server stairs. There's a minute and a half left. So we're going to see if Faze can set up properly enough to have enough time to realize what's going on and dislodge Hicks.
This is actually fascinating. If you can play far enough back, you can deprive the Thatcher, or the Thermite rather, from going onto that wall.
Yeah, it's possible. It's certainly possible. I mean, especially with the shotgun DMR combination that Ace is wielding. He's got the ACOG on there. Faze, again, taking a really long time to do anything. They're trying to get server control. They're trying to run their default strategy, and it's costing.
Mav's going to head on through the sewers as the rest of Faze assemble up top. You've still got Hicks on server stairs as well, who's now going to come back.
They're practically rendering Thermite useless this round. That's practically what's happening.
Used to be, but he got away scot-free. So he's still downstairs inside a server, but would you look at that? 50 seconds left, and these asphyxiating bolts are not going to grow big enough to tickle.
And Hicks is just wasting so much time, it's ridiculous. This right here is risky Mav walking through his own Capital bolt, but it is the right play. It's the most unexpected thing, most counterintuitive thing that you should see happen, but it does happen.
Good opportunity for the defense to hold on. Will go nowhere.
So Uno's watching in garage. Aces is playing on the main stairs, waiting to go for this angle, and they let him open the wall. Like, this is what I don't get. Like, they let him open this wall.
Who's going to run on in and go for a different plant spot. The smoke is going to shroud, and Alfama will pick on out. It's his own teammate. Smokes. No, Alfama, turn around. You're not looking the right way. Oh my goodness, and it's going to be Una to take him down with Mav there as well. Oh my, the calamity from LeStream, where if Uno just had turned around and Alfama had turned around, that would have been it.
The fact that they let him open the wall baffles me. But they did have to plant somewhere different. That still happened. But this round's over. You got one person watching flank and the other watching the diffuser. And this is great use of utility.
Very close to the point of no return. Uno doesn't really have a choice. Rise perfectly blinded. There's Mav. He'll take Uno down, looking for the final one. It'll be
oh my
Ion,
goodness.
and that will be match point.
That was crazy. They set up the Mira to make Thermite completely useless in theory, and then they let him open the wall anyway. Like, even a C4 that gets thrown that doesn't even get a kill can stop that Thermite from going off. An impact grenade thrown at that position can stop it. Like, LeStream just kind of, their brain just melted right there.
I thought that was going to cost him in time. I thought that was going to be the inefficient strategy.
That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy.
So many already detonated. No kills came.
Yeah, the fact that they let them open that wall just baffles me, because that Mira is very effective if played properly. And because Cameraman is such a good Maverick, he can actually still open the hatches that they need open, and like the angle on the red hatch that they want. But like I said, Thermite should have been rendered completely useless, but instead they let him open that wall when they could have. They had so many different ways to deny the Thermite going off, and that practically ends the round if you can do that.
On CCTV, all of the tools that are being brought from Faze,
nobody saw anything.
Countered quite heavily by a Thatcher.
That was a mistake.
It appeared to be a bit of a miss smoke.
Nobody saw anything.
Nobody saw anything. My apologies, Michael. I was mistaken. Very important that you conceal yourself while doing soft destruction above the stairs.
Yep.
Yes. Very, very important.
Super relevant strats.
That might actually end up being a critical failure for LeStream.
Yeah, so if we want to dive on that, that actually could cost LeStream the round pretty easily.
That's their only set of smokes, and you've lost one of the two.
Yeah, and you have to cover, well, you have to cover 2 smokes worth of ground when you're attacking in through server, so...
Right, usually you want to take out the mirror window.
So let's see what happens. Let's see how Faze can defend this. Uno on the main stairs, 3 people pushing server stairs, and there's probably one in open area watching the main stairs. So he's holding the rotation angle away, away from the site, or excuse me, away from the server stairs.
Sounds like a toxic canister is going to go out, and yet another, as Hicks is going to stare right in towards the doorway. He's still got the deployable shield on up. All of the EMP grenades from Hicks are gone. Which means that you're not
Oh.
going to be able to do anything with the pulse that's going to
Barely
be
missed him
playing
running back.
inside of gold. You're not going to be able to do anything to possibly take out any evil eyes if you haven't taken care of them yet. Uno's going to fall down. And Alfama
This is just a
also
push
losing
down
his
main
HP as
stairs.
Rise is inside of the garage. Oh, he's got a
Rise
beautiful
just holds.
opportunity
Rise
to
just
kill
splits the
60
site in
off the
half
remainder
from
of
this
Astro,
angle,
who
and
had
then
seen
they
some action
push
early
one of the
on.
sites.
But Ion will counter punch, taking aces down. Uno will now emerge, putting himself
And
in
Ion
fight
actually had
against
enough time
Alfama,
to
as
close
Uno,
that door
or
when he ran back.
rather,
That's
Yuna,
crazy.
is anchored down inside of the elevator.
And now the push is halted. The defense has this one pretty much. The defenders win this round because the attack doesn't push. Alfama stops, and Rise is supposed to be holding the angle, not pushing.
And immediately firing towards lockers, assuming that there's going to be somebody there. He doesn't know the positioning of the remaining members of the team. A great look of concentration as he furrows his brow. And with the drone getting shot beautifully, he knows the location of one. He suspects that the other is going to be inside of the elevator, but he's running out of time. And this is going to be the biggest impediment for Rise. With Faze looking to try to put the map away, Rise is going to have very limited information, very limited time. He'll rush on up, pistol out, but he'll get cut down. Yuna will secure the victory, and Faze will take map one.
Right there,
of a scary set of circumstances.
they opt to not push server stairs because it's taking too much time. They don't have the utility to push it. They push down main stairs, they get the guy in garage to hold the cover, but there aren't enough bodies pushing towards B-Bomb to actually continue pushing. Once one dies, Alfama doesn't want to go and lose the diffuser, so he stops. And luckily Faze is in position to watch it. But they're already in position. There's already going to be a player to the left by the elevator to watch the main hatch drop. Or not the main hatch, the red hallway hatch drop. So they should have been anticipating this, but they probably also definitely didn't anticipate a shotgun being on pulse. That's just ridiculous. So let's move into the next map, which is Oregon. Bank and Oregon played a lot this tournament.
Was the team that fell Empire and beat them in the second half.
Just in general.
Also was the team that, took down Immortals.
All right, so the bans here. Thatcher ban on Oregon makes sense, but for some reason the defenders still didn't bring a Cade this round. I don't know why. I don't know why they wouldn't bring a Cade this round if they're going to ban Thatcher. They didn't bring a Mute either, so this is kind of curious as to why, if they're not going to utilize the two best operators to exploit that there is no Thatcher, what's the point of the Thatcher ban?
Now here on Oregon,
like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, LeStream banned Thatcher. Why are they not running Mute and Cade?
On a basement hold. You can see, and this is interesting, they have not brought
to bring a Dokkaebi instead of a Capital, obviously they didn't know where LeStream was going to defend first. That's why they have Dokkaebi instead of Capital. But I still think Capital's better in general at the moment. Oh, Mav's going to get this kill onto
as Astro's going to get the opening
on the Hicks.
Dokkaebi, who's actually been banned
He's able to retreat back. Okay.
LeStream actually was one of their most banned operators when we did the deep dive into the statistics. Will be available. And
yeah, it should be ready. It should be getting ready. The TTS should be up soon.
After the changes to the SMG-12 made it a little bit harder to control and deal with.
All right, so
I mean, it's totally fair. Both of them good weapons. If you can aim
the way the defense is set up, it's supposed to seem somewhat chaotic. And right now, they just want to rotate into meeting, but they don't want to walk through the door. And Faze is just taking normal control. This is just normal. Aces is gone. They don't have to worry about Legion mines for the most part. And they're just focusing on the main lobby now after they've kind of dislodged LeStream a little bit. But LeStream is still playing the positions they want to play, but they're, not. They're not dead, practically. Like, there wasn't really a roam clear. There was more of just like a, let's try to get a couple picks, but the bulk of our attack is still towards the front. So now they have a pre-placed drone set up. They want to open up the mirror window to move the mirror out. They don't have Capital to do it, which is, I think, who they needed. They still haven't opened up a classroom wall, which is what they have to do right now. Yep. So open that up to watch towards Cubby. One watches the hallway, one goes for the plant, and one could be on the main stairs to help out a little bit, but not necessary. One's already watching the flank. So Mav knows there's one in the Cubby. Cameraman picked up that kill probably in the attic.
This is great for favor in terms of FaZe Clan. And the
Yeah.
defuse going down now as well,
He
so
actually
I'll
picked
pause
up
my
that
thoughts
kill
for
in
just a second. Unit in a very default plan spot.
meeting
There's
or
nobody there to
something.
reach them.
He's
They're
at
gonna
a
push
really
themselves
weird
just
spot.
and you allow them to be able to get away. So first round in the successful
Plant goes
defuse that
off
goes
under
down
the
for Faze. That's
cover
pretty
of
good
smokes.
pacing. Astra, what
Now it's
a
just watch the
monstrous
diffuser.
opportunity. And
Too
it's gonna
easy.
be Faze all the way, a flawless round. Why don't you start off like that? A good pace and a good tempo for them to set. And Faze claiming they'll find
There's no
themselves
telling.
on their
I
map,
don't know
taking
why.
the first attack, the first round.
If you're defending
Only being
first and
6
your
rounds away
attacker
from
ban
going
is
on to face
Thatcher,
the winner of
why are you
Immortals
not
and the
running
Geniuses
Cade and
tomorrow.
Mute?
So,
It doesn't make any
um,
sense. At least one of them.
very
You don't have to
confusing
do
round, right?
both.
Lots of interesting plays by Faze, but I find honestly the setup from LeStream was the most confusing thing. Specifically their operator selection. I just cannot fathom why you're not bringing.
I still don't know
Mute.
where
And
that
I
Maverick was
believe
playing,
LeStream will be bringing
but it was
Mute moving
obviously to watch some
forward,
kind of flank.
But opportunity
I don't know
was
what
missed on that
Legion
last
was
round.
doing.
Even if you're gonna deep roam, I mean, you could bring a Mute,
Just
put one jammer on
got
the drop, and then use
obliterated.
the rest of your jammers to assist the roam.
But
Now, on
that
the
was a
other
great
hand,
attack from Faze. Faze set up for that. Once they got set up, they were in the perfect position, and I accidentally skipped too far ahead.
And yeah, LeStream's gonna have to change some things up.
Faze did not sweat that
Okay,
setup at all.
Mute being brought now,
They did not. They were just, they eased through that defense like a hot knife through butter.
which is the
like
right
Oro,
play.
that saying, that idiom, whatever you want
We've
to call it.
actually seen a lot of Ella play upstairs in that area, and Ella's probably the best operator to do that, because
No, it's a rush.
you can, there's 3 directions you can come from to attack kids' dorms. Big window, hallway, and oh, they're actually just rushing in.
Oh, he's down as well. It's another kill for them. Ion will take out Hicks.
Wow.
And LeStream was not expecting this. He'll have to head for the hills as all of LeStream's remaining bodies are above. It'll be Uno and Aces to come back on in. And what damage will they be able to do? None, as Uno is down. Aces will take one body out, so we'll stave off the inevitable. But he's not in a position to do all that much, as it's another diffuser that goes down.
Yeah, okay, Keeb. Thank you. Because I couldn't tell exactly where he was, but that is, like I said, he was still watching a flank. Thank you for the clarification, though. This is just a stomping from Faze. They just see all this setup upstairs, and they're like, nah, just rush it.
That's tricky stuff. LeStream will be holding top floor. They will be going for an aggressive hold on to Master. Like
But what I was saying before,
does suit.
so right here in this area, if there's someone playing, if the other team wants to, if the attackers want to do a west clear and there's a player in kids, there's only 3 directions you can come from to attack this, other than getting on the windows, which exposes you to the tower and causes you to have to worry about a whole plethora of other things. Because that's, yeah, I mean, I know that they have strats, but what I was thinking earlier when on bank was like, it's so hard to figure out, it's so hard to analyze what they're doing because some of it seems so random and chaotic. But they wouldn't have gotten here if they didn't have any strats. But anyway, so it's big window, master hallway, and white stairs. And so Ella's a really good operator to play there because she has exactly 3 concussions, and she has close range weapons, most effective at close range, and so she's really good at wasting time in those positions. And that's what we see out of Empire. That's what we tried to see out of LeStream. LeStream tried to do that, and then I'm pretty sure a few other teams this tournament have tried something similar. It's kind of like putting Cade inside of Cash Room on Clubhouse to waste time. It's the same concept. Cade is the best operator to do that.
To clarify, he's not used in the same way.
He's a hybrid, yeah.
You're not going to bring a
So now,
Maverick to cut through a wall.
2 rounds late,
The same way you would.
we
You bring the
have
patches,
Cade
you bring in
and Mute
for
coming up
pressure on the defense.
with Thatcher banned. That I feel like if Thatcher would have been banned earlier, or excuse me, if Cade and Mute had been brought earlier, they'd be fine. And see, like, this is the beauty of Cade. Cade has this wall caded,
And that's another
and
great point, is that you can
they
bring
can't
a
get that off without a Thatcher, and it cades all 4 panels on rear stage and an attic, like from below, inside of meeting.
Very similar to what you can do with mute jammers, but I mean, a lot of teams are going to place
Whoa.
the Electric Claw above, and
That would have been a
others are
crazy
gonna be able
kill.
to do the same amount of work.
You almost got it too.
Another Electric Claw is smack dab in the middle of that.
Yeah, there's definitely a method to their madness.
You can just use the torch to cut through it.
Yeah, there's options available to Faze, but they're, I think, just opening up the wall so they could flank watch, maybe? Deny that rotation, deny Attic to their opponents for now. Now, it looks to be a tower north windows take, and this is a pretty common strategy. They've got Astro playing by west window, and he'll start pressuring.
This is also, we also see this kid's bedroom take over and over and over again from a lot of teams this tournament. Like, this is just the most preferred method at the moment.
The second will likely come when Faze actually is hitting the site.
And I don't know if it's prompted by the Thatcher ban or if it's just what teams want to do because they don't have to watch their flank as thoroughly, quote unquote. But the general idea of the strat, I'll break it down for you guys in case you don't know. Take tower, place one guy in tower to watch flank. Two guys outside kids windows, one guy outside of big window, and then one watching the flank for small tower and dining run out. That's basically the strat. And as long as you have the right operators to attack it, you're going to be fine. Like, is the theory. But if the defenders play in kitchen and hold kitchen and have holes in the floor watching the two windows and watching big window, the strat falls apart. But that's not the way that LeStream is set up. LeStream is not set up for that. They're all still playing upstairs. They're all still playing upstairs. But if you watch other teams defend against this, they play downstairs and they win the defense every single time almost.
Finished off very easily and definitely handled by the Dokkaebi.
Like, if LeStream would have played in kitchen and played it against the holes, or played against the windows from below, it's way easier because you can't rappel upside down on those windows to shoot through the floor.
They could all go down, but I don't think it's actually possible for Una to get to the diffuser in time.
Okay.
And he will go down.
So let's move forward here. Let's see if LeStream changes their defense. Okay, so they're going back downstairs and they brought Mute again. They have to be prepared for the rush.
LeStream has to have woken up at this point. There is no way that they let their hopes and dreams slip away this easily.
But they're still playing their, like, very spread out roam.
Dark Zero versus Empire. Bank was the first match. And what ends up happening is it's extraordinarily close on a
All right, so all 5 attackers coming from tower right now.
Just inches out Dark Zero in the 15th and final round.
Then they're just setting up drones to watch flank. All they're doing right now is setting up drones to watch the flank. And then they're just going to push down the staircase, push into blue, and push the site. That's pretty much what they're going to do.
Possibility that the theory can be applied here as well with how close Bank was. That was LeStream's opportunity to keep this close. They say we win Bank, we might lose Oregon, but then we go to Villa and we are a pretty good team.
Yeah, Trap. You see so much of the same attacks from all different teams. It's not just FaZe. Like, so many teams this tournament when attacking on Oregon, no matter where they were attacking, took tower and, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they took tower and went for kids every single time, or from the back. Like, there was rarely ever, like, frontal attacks. And then the only time that I think we didn't see a tower take was when the defense was actually defending tower and they had to clear the west. And I'm talking specifically about Empire versus Dark Zero.
Starting to put kills on the board, and it's going to be a constant back and forth.
Okay, so oh god. Okay, so they smoke off the hallway and start pushing. Flanks come from meeting. They take them out, but there's still smoke and Legion up with 15 seconds left. So the defense wins the round based on time alone.
Has to do a lot of work here if FaZe want to make it happen. He's seen the smoke, but cannot land enough shots to get the down or any shots at all. As the 2 final members from LeStream will lock out that round and get the very first victory.
Once the attack smokes off the hallway, sets up their flanks. Oh, yeah, you can you can argue that there is no better way to take control of the map. But if you notice what happens when you take tower, yeah, Diasto, yeah, the kills through the kitchen floor are good. But Keeb, there is the problem is you take control of a small portion of the map, but it's a portion of the map that you can put your back against the wall to where you know you're not going to get flanked from multiple angles. You're getting flanked from roughly the same direction at all times. So instead of taking from the west where there's multiple avenues for defenders to kind of slip past drones and come up behind you and do these kinds of things, like teams are opting to take the more logical approach to take a, like, every engagement is in front of them as opposed to behind them. So the problem is that on a kid's attack, you don't need to clear the whole map if you take control of tower, but if you're attacking kids and the defending team is downstairs in kitchen and you don't get the picks to gain manpower, you cannot push in. You can't push in through the windows. Like, there's no angle from the window to kill the people in kitchen. So they're just going to gun you down off the windows when you're rappelling in. No matter how many smokes you throw in, it's just a sound cue. Like, you hear the rappel back, a smoke goes off. Even if you can't see, you just shoot through the smoke. And then you still have bottom control of big window from the same position. You just need one person or two people upstairs to give callouts as to where the attackers are coming from, and the defenders downstairs rotate accordingly. They don't ever have to take control of tower again. So, like, in theory, attacking, like, taking control of tower so you are pushing every engagement in front of you is the correct, like, methodology. But if you're, but it doesn't work in certain cases, and you just see the same thing over and over and over again. So, okay, so let's see what we find here. We saw Dokkaebi go to big window last time. And look, there's 3 defenders downstairs. You can see them. You can see that 3 defenders are downstairs in kitchen right now. Now, once they have tower established, and they have one person set up on the flank with multiple claymores or however they want to watch their own flank, we're going to see Capitao and Zofia rotate to kids. They're going to rotate to the kids' windows. The X factor is, where does Cameraman go? So he's sort of watching a flank as well, if you think about it. From that position, he's sort of watching a flank. No, Jesus, that's not the right play. That's not the right play at all. Okay, so flashbangs getting thrown in. And now Cameraman wants to push in. See, look at this. They even have a Mira down there. They know how important holding downstairs is. That they have a Mira there. So Smoke's gonna deny the actual push, and now they know that they have to take control of kitchen. So let's see if they can actually have the manpower to execute, because Hibana's just watching flank, Dokkaebi's on big window, and 2 people are outside. So it's all up to Cameraman to push by himself into three players. Alright, so they cleared the one guy out of kids. But look at this. Look at this angle. Right there. Okay, so Alfalma goes down. Let's just see what happens here. 1 kill from below. Okay, so it worked. The attack did work. I'll give it that. But I think you'll see that them winning this attack is somewhat of an anomaly throughout the entire tournament. But they were ultimately able to get in because they couldn't watch both windows at the same time. But they should have been able to. Does that make sense? There's a lot of theory and stuff going on, but like what's actually happening is LeStream didn't have enough focus on the windows when they needed it to be. Yeah, the C4 goes off and is great. Smoke dies, and then Mira dies, and Legion tries to rotate up white and dies.
But those, especially,
So all the appropriate angles that Faze have set up are where they're supposed to be, if that makes sense.
Inside of dorms, out of their
Like all the angles that they're supposed to have are there.
to cover those holes from below. There were two defenders, one each holding each window from below, and those smokes denied.
BR6 and in Pro League. I remember very fondly that Liquid Faze matchup on Oregon. It was either a season
Alright, so
or
they're
two ago,
defending
where it seemed
kids
like both
again.
teams were just
Practically
winning
the
on
same
that first
setup
round, no matter what the
for
site
both
was.
sides.
So it's not hard if
Tower
Faze
take,
hasn't a lot of experience with it
cameraman's
to
just
be
clearing
able
out
to
extra
beat what
cameras.
LeStream is
As
going to throw.
Dokubi's going to go to the
Right
big
now,
window.
whether it be
It's the
that
exact same.
defense in
There's some
general,
slightly
whether it
different
be
positioning
any
from
defense, period,
LeStream here, but they
Faze
still have the same
being able
angles
to get
open.
the
You can
very
already
first
see that.
hit.
You can already see it.
Almost doing so in this round in particular, as you see once again, Mav is going to lose out on an opportunity to find somebody from LeStream. And LeStream is being very
But
aggressive
FaZe
on
is
these
actively
backdoor
trying to figure out how
that
can
could
we
be a
get
major
these guys out of
mistake,
kitchen.
given the way that FaZe has
And
been
Astro
playing.
exposing himself like that is
First
very
landing
dangerous.
There from Astro, but he will take a little bit of damage. You can see him just pre-firing, looking for an opportunity here. He actually, I believe, just narrowly missed one. Hicks playing by that dresser in the middle of a dangerous position. Phone call will come out to potentially catch Hicks in that play, but he's going to rotate into dorms. Definitely the right call in that situation. You see LeStream, again, just, yeah, all things considered, sitting pretty. They look very comfortable. We saw this last round, and they were completely picked apart.
Zofia just threw that
So,
repel straight up Capital's
I
ass.
don't know, it's hard to rely on this. An easy pick
Alright,
there
so
from
once
Ion.
again,
Somehow
hold
just,
on. Okay.
well, peeks into his opponent.
Same thing. Same angle. That angle killed Smoke. Same angle from Ion kills Uno right now. TTS goes live. Should be live now. You should be able to play the TTS right now.
And gives away a kill.
So, okay, we got one person watching one window and one person watching another. See, LeStream is trying to correct their mistakes. Bandit is watching one window, and it looked like either Mira or Legion was watching the other. They're still watching both windows. And this is what's holding them up. They don't have any pressure on kids, or on kitchen, I mean. This is what's holding them up. One on white stairs, one watching big window. So Smoke's going in. That's easy kill.
So the Mira will have very good possession on the window. Mav swings on in, but gets downed as well.
Another
This
kill.
is a great answer back from
Cameraman
LeStream,
tries to
and
push in but gets
every single
killed.
push on the main floor is being shut
So
down
see,
with
like,
kill feed.
the
Will
defenders
return
hands
totally
down
free.
just won that
LeStream
round.
will win the round
No problem.
finishing off their
They just
defensive
didn't
hold
have the
in
right people watching the right
spectacular
angles at
fashion.
the round before. So
go
they
on
are
the
able to win
round
it this
to make
time
when they
as
move
easily as I
back,
said they should.
they at least
But they just
emerged with
faltered
2
the
rounds
round before.
and a narrower gap than it could have been just a minute before.
Yeah, so winning that last round on defense for LeStream means that coming back in this map is not only possible, but now...
Like, see, even in the smoke, you just
can
shoot
count
it.
'em out. It's definitely something that can
Like,
be done, and if anyone's going to do it, it'll be LeStream.
The real question is, where's Dokubi
It
on that
was to
smoke
figure out the hold
rotation?
downstairs and how that hold downstairs worked in tandem with the
Dokubi pushing from Master at the end. Can't deny the rotate from smoke into kids.
Now, I do believe LeStream will be better off on attack.
Just a little bit gingerly. Aces will also pick
Oh
off
my,
cameraman,
I
so
skipped way too
FaZe
far
playing
forward.
far too disappointed
But
when it
as I
comes
said,
to showing up on the stage.
Yeah.
you see the
Rematch
same
winter,
tower
they got
take
eliminated
from
by Space
every
Station
single
a
team.
lot
So
earlier on than I
this
think
is
people
obviously the
suspected.
meta.
Mind you, they didn't have a lot of time to practice, so it is understandable.
The meta on
that it's
Oregon
not
at the
best
top level right now
experience for them.
is
After
take
that,
tower,
you
push
look at
kids.
Paris,
Take tower,
where they were still
push
Millennium.
meeting.
Obviously,
Take
only 2
tower,
members of this team are still on, but if you go back to that
push
lineage,
meeting and
they got knocked
attack
out in
the
quarters
basement.
since then. There
Like,
was
that
this
is the meta.
Invitational. They got knocked out in groups. They flamed out
Every
early
single
rounds,
team that played on
but they
Oregon
didn't
did
make
the
it to
exact
Rio
same
either.
things over and over and
This
over
is
again.
not the greatest, and well, they've gotten a hot start here. in
Let's
this
see if
round.
anybody
The
gets
very
caught in a
first
frost
on
mat.
attack is Yuna will
Oh,
fall to
okay.
Uno.
No frost mat.
Control of T3, and there's a frost mat up there, so he's gonna be very careful and walk just a little bit gingerly. Aces will also pick off cameraman, so FaZe playing far too cute and far too loose for the time being. You speculated that LeStream would do better.
No, they use.
It worked, guys.
He got up.
It's not a double. You just
No, they
He needs to pick him back up.
they use
He'll
Dokubi
lose
for the
quite a bit of
calls
HP in the process.
more than
That's a big
anything, I
buff
think.
now with the way that resetting
Because if they were
works,
gonna
this
use,
season
if they were gonna bring
can actually
Dokubi for
really
smokes,
explain-
they wouldn't bring
that's a heavy
Capitao,
hitting
but they
frostbite.
bring
Yes.
Capitao as well.
He's gonna
But
die
one
too
can
small,
argue that
or just
Capitao is so
use
good
of
right
that
now that you
smoke
just bring him no
there.
matter what on every
Perhaps,
single
I guess,
attack
of the
on
smoke
every site.
confusion,
Like,
I
why
know.
not?
But that
He's just so
might
strong.
not matter because it's still 5 versus 3, and LeStream have a ton of time. They've cleared out tower pretty efficiently. They can now go for the north Windows attack, and they're being very cautious as they know
So,
they've got plenty of time. They don't need
with
to
so
rush
many
themselves.
Legion mines being
Fires
placed all
battle,
over the place,
waiting for somebody to peek into them, waiting for that aggression.
it's
to be able to
possible
come
that
close from time to
LeStream
time.
can lose
But here you go,
based on
Lifeline,
sound
flashes
cue of
coming
like
in
when
on
they
the
hit
north
him and
windows
having to
try
pull him out and
and,
everything. But look, three people
deny
on the repels and
audio
one person
cues
on the top
and
of the
nades as
tower.
well to follow up. Just tons of utility being dumped
Like,
into
where's the
drones.
run out?
Mark's coming as well. Lots of information here from LeStream. But
All right,
Faze
one
are playing
person's
very
watching the flank
passively
now,
as
okay.
They know this utility is going to come.
And you have to be very careful if you're
I
LeStream.
swear,
Say it time and time
if
again,
there's
this
holes in
site,
the floor and they
retaking
just get gunned
is
coming through the
one of
windows, I'm gonna
toughest
freak
in
out.
the entire game. The team that has full control in either a plant or a post-plant scenario usually is able to hang on for the win. Rise will have to cover a couple.
Yeah, she needed to
different
stay
angles.
at big
He's repelled,
window.
Now upside down, now back up, now upside down. As it's a double up from Faze, actually 3 kills. Oh my! What a gamble from Astros. He runs outside and he'll catch LeStream looking. Rise and Alfaro
Yeah.
will now need to somehow right the ship. As the diffuser only picked up
Also,
from
this is
Alfaro,
one
so
thing
trying
I
to get
find
back
funny
in.
about this
Rise
entire
is
tournament. This entire tournament, someone runs out the dining door and just wipes out entire teams. Like, how does that happen? Like, just how? Like, how does that keep happening over and over and over again?
below, and this could be a disaster for
It's
LeStream.
ridiculous.
15 seconds left, not a lot of opportunity for them to work with. It's going to go through mess hall, and they'll just try to barrel up white stairs. With Astro got his back turned to it, they'll hit the barbed wire and the goo mines, and Faze is all completely aware. With Ion waiting, Faze falls to Mav. Where's the next? Ion
He didn't even shoot at him. He didn't even shoot at him.
Ion not even having his hand on his mouse or his
Oh my
keyboard.
gosh.
An utter show of confidence. I
He
would
didn't
say,
even
from
shoot
Faze,
at him.
and they will take it.
It actually looks like
Hold on, let's rewatch that.
deny some audio.
Let's
Second
rewatch
left,
that.
I'm gonna do this, and then
Yeah.
it turns out actually his game crashed.
Yeah. Whoops.
Whoopsies.
That's unfortunate. But hey, again.
That's I believe we call that, Michael, in the business, F.
Yeah, we could say that.
I think that is the official
Oh my
terminology.
gosh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, I will.
Oh, he died to a frost mat and a goo mine.
He died to a frost mat. By the way,
Oh
for the record,
my
that's
gosh.
3 frost mats that were successfully detonated in that.
Okay.
Looks like it looked like LeStream had a pretty solid Phaze's attacking side. That's, I believe, the second round on this map. If you want a great example of what Oregon kind of boils down to, sometimes go watch that round. You'll notice that LeStream just got unlucky a lot.
Yeah.
They did get unlucky a whole heck of a lot. People in positions where they could have denied the rush from Faze, but they were just an inch off on the angle, or maybe they just ran out of ammo at the wrong moment. There was a moment where somebody was one of the SAS operators, I don't remember which one, had his shotgun out, his M590A1, and
This is
didn't have
another
ammo.
thing. This is also roughly the same setup. This is also roughly the same defensive setup if you want to defend against a back push. One guy in blue, one guy under Harry Potter, and reinforcing back meeting.
He's like, I gotta shoot this guy, but I can't.
You say the name of that shotgun again?
The
Without looking at the screen?
the M590A1.
Looking at the screen for the record.
Hey, you know what? They're there.
Don't tattletale.
It's the M5. People call it the M5 or the SAS shotgun, and he's gonna put it to
Oh.
work here on the staircase. Takes down Rise. Beautiful double pump there, and he's looking for more. He sees the Ash. Flash is coming out from Uno, but Uno just goes for the poke and loses it thanks to the ADS.
What
Beautiful double
are
piece
they
there from
thinking?
Ion, and this might be match point, just based on that smoke play.
Oh, and there you have it, Michael. Una will pop on up. Hicks gets a kill immediately. Refragged from Astro. Actually, they trade.
But yeah,
both
pretty
of them
much,
trade. And poor Ace
if you set up,
in a one.
okay, so this is what it really comes down to, and you can kind of set up this way every single defense if you want. When you're defending on Oregon, you can set up for a back push and still be fully prepared to stop a front, because you use the reinforcements that you would put on blue up in the attic. You reinforce the reinforcements that you would use to reinforce the front splits you put on the rear stage, and then you still get 2 hatches and 2 mirror walls, and the other 2 reinforcements you can kind of put wherever. But as long as you have a mirror facing the front, like in the closet, you don't need to set up anything else there. So that's why they're setting up this way, like 1 in blue, 1 under the stairs, 1 on the flank, and then the other 2 in sight. Like, they don't need to do anything else other than that.
B4 with a minute left to go inside of meeting hall.
Oh. Good night. Good night.
He also takes down Mav. Oh! Aces was able to do this before, but it was a different set of circumstances. It was a different batch of operators. And he
Flashes himself, unlucky.
was the unfortunate.
He turns around.
Himself. A bit of misfortune as now he heads on down. Nobody inside of this small closet looking to see the mirror, but he won't be able to do much else. The clock strikes midnight on Ace's comeback, and Cameraman will propel his team to match point.
So the other question is, where was the other mirror? Like, if there wasn't a mirror on the closet, which in my opinion there should be, there doesn't have to be, but there should be, where was the other mirror? Like, there's going to be one facing the back hallway, obviously. Where's the other one?
Runaway for Faze. 6-2. People didn't expect it. A lot of people said, you know what? Yeah, Faze, they played great online.
All right, so tower defense.
They played great online. They played great in the regular season. But
Oh
they
my
turn that into
goodness.
results
Oh
after
my
they run out.
goodness,
People
no.
get shut down. But I mean, the psychological impact of that aggression from Faze.
If only it would have been Capital.
Ultimately,
If
though,
only they
it's
would have
a
gotten rid of
win for
Capital.
LeStream because that's a maestro that
They're
you
still
just
in
lost
playing
to.
T3.
I would take the Zofia loss.
We used to have Jaeger start off playing T3 and ACOG on T2.
Down goes Mav, and looks like LeStream might have a little bit of luck here, given the fact that it is a
Yeah,
core
no, that
defense.
it makes sense.
Rise will take out Ion 2, and this will be a very quick affair, it appears. Still,
Putting
you
anybody
got
up in
Cameraman,
T3 is
but
good.
jumps on out, and LeStream will make quick work of this one. It's 45 seconds in, and this round is basically over. Oh, but Cameraman trying to keep his team in it. C4 will connect. 2 kills for Cameraman.
So,
Obama goes to look for the diffuser.
yeah,
This could
Trap,
be the
I know what
finish
you
of
mean.
the century to propel a Brazilian team into the semifinals.
And you can definitely play that way. I'm just looking at what the other I'm just looking at what these pro teams are doing and like assessing the logic to it.
If he had that nitro cell, he possibly could have been able to get the kill, but there'll only be no clutch at all. Alfama will be the one to end that round for his team, and Faze will still live on, as will LeStream. This gap is not as far apart as it seems. It's a 6-4 game. Now, mind you, that was a site that should have gone in favor of LeStream because it was tower. A lot of teams fare the best there. You now have to grapple with a Dorms defense from Faze.
I was about to say, I mean, all that really meant, what we just saw, was that there wasn't a complete cycle made. Aces has just been hitting his one-taps today. Absolutely beautiful. But yeah, it just means there's no complete cycle. You don't get 3 in a row.
I think Trap that the biggest issue with trying to play T3 right now as a defender
A comeback from LeStream at this point,
is
though LeStream did look a whole
all
lot
the
more
utility that
enthusiastic
has to
around than they
make
had in
sure
some
that
of
that
these,
defender stays
all
alive.
the
And
rounds
if you
prior.
don't use that
So
utility, you just
maybe
get shot
with
from the
Faze,
roof.
It'll be enough.
Like they're that, you know,
Get some
like
momentum, and things will start
there's the
looking
2
more
windows, the 2 main
They're
windows
going to have to
on the
attack
tower.
down to
This
Aces
one by
because
construction,
top
and then this
corner.
one towards like
That is a site that is just opened
Main
up.
Street, sort of
Someone
ish,
who
even though it's
Faze
still all
was
the way on the
very
tower
successful
side.
and going to
This
find
window,
time.
you can see anybody who's
Did
like
get some cuts
crouched
when they were attacking
at
us.
this
It
window
actually
in
looked
that
like Faze was
area
gonna be able to take it the
from
last
the
time we
roof,
were here,
just standing on the roof.
but Faze brought
It's
it
an
back
easy
to
shot.
I think a 3
And then
versus 5, 3 versus
from
4,
this
which
window,
was
you can
pretty
cover the rest of
close.
the T3.
And they ultimately won,
So unless you put a
despite his
shield
defense
to
and
block
great
this
play.
window and ADSs to block
close.
like grenades and other stuff like that, you can't. It's hard to play there.
I honestly
But like,
thought he
you
just
can get away with it
Yeah.
at lower level
Feels like
play,
that would
obviously,
be
but
you.
these pro teams, I think
He's not
they've done it so many times that
when
they
you
just
see,
are like,
two
screw it,
boxers
we're not
fighting and the
we're
one
not even
boxer
trying
puts
that
his
anymore.
hands behind his back,
Well,
If
that's
that
just-
makes
and you
sense.
just taunt
I'm
them.
not saying it's like a bad
You know,
strat.
every time
I'm
I
just
see
saying
that
that at like
every
the
time I
highest
see that
level, like
happen,
these guys have
oh,
such good
I have to
aim that
take
it's
down
like
Faze. So
I
here we
can't
go.
play
He
T3
starts
because this guy just
for
guns me
Faze,
from
but
the
his
roof
hands
every
are
single
back.
time.
Alfama with aggression. The Armory hallway. I
Or you
love
get naded
this
or
aggression
Capital
from
Bolt,
LeStream
like
as well, just
whatever.
outright taking Armory Hall Beautiful job.
And they're eating up map control very, very fast.
Yes.
And you hear one logic bomb go off. There's no mute in play, so you're going to need to be
Okay, so this is
to turn off the ringing phone.
a different attack.
You can hear some of them still going, but they
Obviously, this is master bedroom watching armory. Ooh, that would have been a crazy shot.
That was put in hand of LeStream, and if they can set the tempo and knock Faze back, well,
I think we need to see more of this LeStream. Ace is
Nice.
just going to take down Astro downstairs, and that's it. We need to see more of this. Just take fights. Just take
That was
fights,
good. I like that a lot.
That's what LeStream does so well.
I also just want to say, I said it was a 6-4 scoreline, and that's because I can't do math.
It's okay, don't worry about it.
I apologize.
I sometimes can't do math either. It's difficult.
What you notice about this attack is once FaZe realizes that it's a master bedroom attack instead of a kids, they scramble all over the map. But they know it's not a tower take and like kids attack because the camera at construction's still up. That just shows like, you know, how important taking out default cameras is.
This is defensible. That's for sure.
So they're just going to wait and bide time for the time being. Cameraman will exchange words with Aces, and it will be Cameraman who was proving to be successful.
I don't really know why they buffed him either. Trap, that's a good point. But I like it. I like the buff. I think it's a good buff.
Also, they're holding the diffuser. He's low on HP. That's something to keep in mind as well. Yuna's position inside of Attic has not been shaken, at least not for the time being. He's just going to wait, but he's going to need to engage at closer range because you know the way that that Scorpion functions at anything from medium to large range.
There's so much time here for LeStream. They don't need to rush themselves, and that's exactly what's happening. They're slowing down. They're considering their options, and they're allowing Yuna to come up from behind and take down Uno. Beautiful piece of work there from Yuna, and he's going for a second. He'll rotate back into sight, and he'll take down one more. Excellent job on match point.
It's all up to Rise now with the team on his shoulders and elimination staring him in the face. This could be the end of our first European team to be eliminated. Rise is going to come on in, and he's going to get cut down. Faze,
what a fight to lose. What a fight to lose there. I would have thought he had it. God, who's that? Machine Gun Kelly? Oh wait, no, that's Yuna.
Joining an APAC team and a European team, and the winner of Immortals and Evil Geniuses.
All right, let's skip up to the next map.
It's very relaxed. It's kind of a cultural
as well for Faze, and I think that just shows.
So yeah, last map I'm going to do today, Immortals and EG. Let me skip up to it. To the start of it, anyway.
Is allowed towards the end. Any person that can get them open is.
Alright, another Organ. So we're going to see so much more tower take and kids attack. I'm going to be right back, though. Just give me a second. What's up, Oz1 Dan? How's it going, dude? All right, let's start this up. So, Capital ban, good. Cade ban because of the Thatcher ban. You either ban Mute or Cade when there's Thatcher ban. You just have to give yourself the best chance.
Definitely, out of all the Latin American teams that love to ban Echo,
yeah, default cam's still up.
and having Echo
Not good. Got to shoot the default cams. They give pro teams way too much intel as to what's actually happening.
Cause a lot of headaches for Immortals when they get to their attacking
Kill. Another thing that's very prominent is
All right.
echo play.
So,
was talking about earlier, but
Montaigne being
also
brought
have
first.
Denial.
Interesting.
We have Maestro in the ranks as well.
Still
And
two hard
Maestro and
breachers,
Echo
Maverick and
especially put together
Hibana, just in
is a hell
case.
of a concoction.
And we were talking about
Buck
we
for
were actually talking
soft
about this
destruction.
before we came down here, just about an hour ago while we were watching the Faze
And
LeStream game,
IQ to
some
look for
last-minute
Valk
prep work.
cams.
Canadian leading all of North America in opening deaths.
Yikes. That's
I mean, put a shield in front of him and maybe he won't die first.
Hey,
Smile.
that might be the play, honestly. But again, this is Canadian on land.
Yeah, Trap, I
We've
wanna-
seen this man on land before.
I want
A lot
to
of those
see
stats, well, actually, all
both
those
these
stats that we
guys
looked
going
at
in.
upstairs were all on
I didn't
land.
get to watch all of this
Canadian
game
is a
live,
completely
so
different beast. A
this is really
yelling,
my first impression of it.
hockey-playing beast on land. So we'll see if that will rear its ugly head.
Well, you still have MVK bringing the Maverick.
So,
because of
Western
the
clear.
availability of Mute. With Thatcher banned out, you're still going to have some problems.
There is a guy up in
dealing with
T3,
that information denial and hash
but it's a
denial
Western
from the
clear.
Jammers, especially with their verticality. So, and
Because of the
Fox,
Montaigne.
drawing
Montaigne
up
just
towards
makes
kids
taking
by the
west
big
so
window,
much
but there's no
faster.
real presence towards kids or top floor at
Because
all.
there's
It's all
such
over
a
towards the
There's such a
tower
lack
side
of
by
potential
Attic.
crossfire
A little
to
bit of
shoot
pressure
Montaigne in
towards
the back.
main
Any defender
launcher
that walks
stairs
in
as
front of
well,
him
but
has to run
appeared
back.
to be bullet
And the guy in
holes
T3 is already
back
rotated
into
back
the objective
downstairs.
You have a three-man hold downstairs
Because
with
they know
a
it's not a tower
hold,
take.
clearly anticipating it.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
Hi, Gio. Okay.
Maybe your
well,
keybinds aren't
Unlucky.
set up quite right just yet, but there goes a frag.
Yeah,
grenade,
Young is one of the
and
best
that
players
was
in the
sent
game.
by the wayside
Absolutely.
And, just wasted ultimately.
well, at
And he
least
plays
didn't cook
mostly
himself.
like
That's-
anchor
that's a
and
good-
hard
at least he
breach.
didn't cook it. That would have been very, very bad. But in a traditional sense of Oregon, there's only two ways to take this map. Either you start big tower or you start small tower. You drone across and you pinch towards the center. Some people call it mid, some people call it lobby, but it's all the same. It's the middle of the map. Canadian going to have a staring contest.
Claymore set up in case of a kid's flank late because they have the rotate hole there. Montaigne just posturing and pushing the defenders around.
A lot of pre-fire sent in from
NVK's taking a lot of damage here. But they're going to watch anything coming from meeting from these angles that we have. Canadian's going to make sure that no one comes up the stairs. One person's going to watch towards meeting, another person's going to watch from the hatch. Oh, this isn't good for Canadian. He has to push forward. Oh.
He'll be saved from above as PX will fall, and there goes the smoke. Canadian will continue to trudge on
I just need to
forward
get the
as
hatch
Mute
open
Jammer's
now.
still stalling at the hatch as NVK continues to work away at it.
But the Mute
You've
Jammer
got two nitro
just
cells
got
being
shot.
ripped out, one box
Oh, no.
placed on the ceiling, and a second one inside
Immortals are
launching
panicking
the back
hard
pocket
here.
of Navi's.
And you know Canadians just got to be laughing at him for that one as it's going to connect to the
NVK
ceiling,
goes
Cyber
down,
will
but from
finally find
where
NVK.
is the question.
That will be the Maverick down. Necrox trying to refrag, but nothing's going to come of it. Is the danger, though, of this shielded operator, Montaigne, as he can apply constant pressure. You really can't do anything about it unless you got something explosive to take care of him. But Necrox and Young looking worse for wear right now, as you said earlier, as they're trying to get this diffuser down.
Finally, that stationary nitro cell placed on the top of the roof will be taken care
Smoke's
of.
coming out.
Defensive by
Where's the
Young,
plant
who's
going to
on very
go?
low HP.
Montaigne is
Carrying
the
the diffuser
diffuser.
down, make it in behind the laundry
Backwards
bins.
plant.
We'll have to worry about
In the
an
corner.
Eli spotting him
Yup.
in a rotation through laundry. Oh no, he's
Oh, the timing.
Navi's will rip right through and drop down Gio. Young on the immediate trade though onto Navi's as they try to rush right through onto the plant. Young again, bearing in hand, bullet will fall, and now it's Cyber and M King last alive. Necrox still holding from inside of laundry as both remaining Immortals defenders try to bust out of meeting. There goes Young on 5 HP, removed out of play, but there goes Necrox as well, removing Cyber on an immediate trade again. It's M King pushing his way down the laundry hallway. He has a Montaigne to go up against.
Yeah,
Necrox
1v1.
has low HP. There's not a lot here for M King to
Even
do.
if
Unless he
Necrox
closes
was
the
dead
gap,
here,
from above by Necrox, he will close the
it's
gap
over.
against Canadian,
Like,
but
you
as long
can't
as he
fight
stays
the
full
Montaigne like
shielded,
this.
there's nothing really for M King to do to bash the shield away and then be able to shoot immediately. This would take a tandem of teammates.
The further away he
trying to
gets from the
accomplish this
diffuser, the
goal.
worse it's going
Canadian
to be.
will unshield. Oh, no.
But why would he
Canadian
unshield?
Gets the shield bashed out of his hands, but he's running low on time. And now M King will have to dart into the diffuser. He's completely run out of time. He'll get a fruitless kill in the process, but Evil Genius is, and M King knows it. will take very dangerously by the bottom of main stairs. He tried to close
So
the
EG
gap
wins
on
round 1.
Canadian, but the cover from main stairs is satisfactory and it does the job, and Evil Geniuses just kept rolling from there.
I think that's a perfect round to preface with. Kills don't matter. They don't. If you get that diffuser down,
Let's see the Montaigne push again.
Like very long jog.
Oops, I skipped too far forward. I'm sorry.
All
right, so Montaigne pushing from the west, lack of crossfires established, because there's really not much for them to establish. Drones are going to come out, make sure that everything is clear, and they're just going to keep pushing forward.
This is what they would run in Pro League as well, which is this tower hold. You have a two-tiered system inside of tower, on the tower stairs, up inside of T2, and outside of that, there's not a lot of pressure. You still reinforce meeting to keep it as a beachhead to push through later on.
He knows there's a mute jammer there. He's calling out for his team exactly what it needs to, what they need to get rid of to open up the angles that they want.
Acquiring Gotcha as their head coach, so I would go out on a limb and say yes, they know exactly what's going on because they have had such a turn for the better since picking him up, and that was all the way back in last October. Feels like it was yesterday, you know, getting to see him at USN playing and everything else. Incredible player, incredible coach. He's definitely whipped these Evil Genius boys into shape.
Well, once again, Canadian will come face to face with a shotgun, staring him down the barrel, but obviously he's got the full shield, and now NVK from up above as the Maverick looking down through the bottom of the hatch, unable to spot out the legs of Bullet, who's going to continue to take this.
He's not actually looking for Bullet there. He's looking to get rid of the mute jammer.
Ooh, Cyber almost gets his head taken off for the troubles as he tries to clear out any of the pressure from the top of Armory Stairs. So here comes Canadian once again, clearing out utility and constantly drawing the ire of those members of Immortals.
NVK's just running all over the place.
A lot of focus on trying to deny the hatch, and Cyber tries to go for a very, very long jog through Highway Connector. And he'll die to a Claymore on the immediate vault in. So nothing to worry about there for Evil Geniuses in the
Yeah,
back.
that's where NVK's Claymore went on the highway window.
For Canadian. And speaking of smoke grenades, one will repel him further up the stairs. You still have plenty of time here for Evil Geniuses. It looks like it's going to be a replication of the first round.
That is the bad thing about a tower hold, is it all levies on the fact of if the offense wants to deal with you or not. Especially with Orican, you can just isolate them. Set Claymores on both windows, and you go, okay, you either have to come across meeting, or you run across, hop in a
Alright, so they're going to get ready for the plant. Necrox is going to watch the hallway. Geo's going to watch the cubby. Young's going to go for the plant. One's watching flank still. And Canadian's just going to block the C4 or anything coming in. Necrox dropping the hatch, though. Interesting play.
He's got to move on as Necrox has dropped the hatch. Geo will take down Bullet inside a laundry. One rotating down the main hall as well. Necrox will chew him to pieces. PX, though, point blank. 2 in a row. Young and Necrox both fall. The plant's still going down now from Canadian, and NVK collects a kill onto M-King. So now PX on 5 HP trying to bust out a laundry. Full shielding himself at the base of the stairs as Canadian once again being that human meat shield, and shotgun point blank. NVK on the flank from behind.
Yep.
3 on the round for him, and Evil Geniuses.
Too easy.
Make it across highway without getting marked, even with a 3-speed. So it's kind of a bad comparison for Immortals. You know, they have to try and find another way to make this roam game work.
Well, they decided to head upstairs and abandon this tower defense that they've been hard set on the basement defense. So now they'll turn their attention towards the top side, and this will initiate a role change. Canadian from Montaigne to Ash. Not something you see every day, but
that's Canadian, though.
That is Canadian in a nutshell. Very versatile player. Loves to play, again, the carousel.
All right, so the first thing... The first thing that EG does is establish Western control. They have Necrox outside front door watching for any flanking or rotating defenders. Three attackers pushing from the west.
Fire game, and again, Cyber playing with fire here on the knife's edge, but he will be
as you can see here.
And same thing with Navi's as he tries to rip back up the white stairs, and he'll make it into safety inside of the objective. NVK almost having a lot of success there with this M4, connecting on multiple targets intended, but couldn't land the shots on either target.
On the coattails, as they
and now kitchen's clear. They can now excuse me. EG can now attack the site any way that they want. They can attack from kids' windows or they can attack from master. It doesn't matter.
To keep people alive. That's been their biggest deal so far, is they keep trying to push back against Evil Genius's take, but it's been falling apart for them. And unlike Ash fashion, Canadian's still all the way in spawn droning. So, as he will start rotating over towards the building, start doing things with that R4C. Gio's going to start opening up the top of white stairs and establishing some angles over into white bunk.
You got to worry about any pressure coming back down through those kill holes that he's made, as he had 2 stacked inside a generator, one of them being PX with a shot.
I really want to see where the rest of EG is besides NVK watching flank and Gio pushing up white.
Playing inside of generator and busting out now. Unfortunate timing from Necrox as he just turned his attention away. But there goes Necrox, the IQ dispatched of, and now you have to worry about the play downstairs with Cyber taken care of. Bullet and another one now going for 3. Bullet lands them all, and that's NVK to fall. It's
Bullet just
Canadian
waxed
left
these
alive for Evil
dudes.
Geniuses.
Bullet so very dangerous on this Legion. Nitro's not going to come out. It's going to connect with Canadian, but it's not going to be lethal. But I can tell you what is. Bullet, that's a 4K. That's going to be on to Young. Can he collect the ace? All he's got to do is breathe on this Ash, and Bullet all the way for the first round for
Bullet just aced him, bro. Woo!
That's the ace. Playing downstairs for the most part, and they are going to be back downstairs in the basement as their defense. Of course, they're not going to elect to go to tower or kitchen dining, so they got to find a way to make this roam game work. And it seems like Canadian is reading into this. He's not going to go for the Montaigne that has been so effective at wasting so much utility on the side of Immortals. Instead, he's going to go for the Jackal.
Yeah, Jackal very, very good.
Did they just accidentally open the hatch?
And check. Having that constant ping on you is not a fun time. So go and allocate that utility towards the offense, but we're not going to have Montaigne to where we can almost guarantee a plant if they have control.
They opened the hatch for the attackers.
Now, biggest deal here is Immortals going to make an adjustment on this rear tower hold? Because if they don't, I don't really see this.
Is that a mistake, or is there a plan behind it? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, it is. Yes, they're actually going to be holding down kitchen, and completely across this looks like a more or less of a fallback strategy. So they hold down kitchen. They notice the Evil Geniuses takes from the west side.
Oh!
They're going to allow that to happen, but
NVK looked away at just the right time.
Deeper, eventually reaching sight, but wasting a lot of time in the process.
NVK connects onto M King with the M4, able to drop about 30 HP off of him on the rotate through that nice little peak angle at the bottom of the tower door. So the Maestro will take a little bit of damage, and Necrox doing some work on some basic default electronics. But now, Evil Geniuses, reading the rotation coming out from Immortals, have gone for a rotation of their own, taking into tower the now real estate that has been vacated by the Latin American team. Now you've got them trapped inside a meeting with nowhere to go, condensing upon them from both kitchen and tower.
This is all about smart droning. Getting those early drones set up. You already know where the site is. You already know where the site is. Get those drones set up. Get that information on where you want to take from. And it'll probably pay out in dividends, as they are going to be focused on big tower once again where nobody is.
So now MVK pushing into the back towers. They've almost cleared out in the entirety of meeting and the main floor. You still got pressure coming in from these Jackal pings from a member downstairs.
Yeah,
for some reason
but even if they would have attacked kitchen or tower, Montaigne would have been useful in both those places.
But nonetheless, a lot of utility available, and there goes Evil Geniuses, one of the members.
Montaigne just to like get into the site quickly, and then if they went tower, you're still western clearing, so Montaigne's good for that.
Sent out now from Gio to collect inside of Harry Potter. There goes Cyber again.
And no Jaeger on the board, so
just cannot find much success in
Immortals don't really have too much going for him.
The only member who's been doing a whole lot for Immortals will continue his run of success against.
Oh no, he can't go through his own rotation.
Fear, as now he'll have to back off, prepping the highway window, but he won't engage with that. He needs to retreat to the site as there's only 45 seconds left, and the execute will be coming from Evil Geniuses.
Canadian motioning down rear tower stairs, and he could come up massive here. PX on the other side, shotgun lying in wait. Pre-fire is going to come out, but it's not going to make any connection. PX will throw a smoke grenade at the wall and have it pass through. Now those holes are made. He's going to be smoking off as Necrox will go down to said smoke. Bullet will lose his life as well. Only 20 seconds left here for the offense to do anything. PX will fall. Canadian sees one, but no bullets will make any connection. Young is going to find yet another one. He's been doing so well so far. He's going to catch a couple bullets in the side. Canadian's getting aggressive, but Navi's going to win it. Young, though, round. That's 3 for him on round number 4.
A little messy, but they got it.
And the Hibana, perfect range for trades. And they're always getting those
Oh
trades.
shit,
They're
where did
trading
Necrox die
back
from?
Bullet all the way up by satellite window, but elsewhere inside of meeting was able to collect a second. This roam defense so far.
With quick maths. So, when you're averaging 2.3 kills per round and you can't find any more rounds than one so far, you got to look at your teammates and at least try and lean back on site. Your site players have to be doing a little bit better because right now it's not working out for them. The only round that they've won, once again, is the ace by Bullet.
Well, it comes to the structure and it comes to the rest of the team being able to trade. Right now, and this is an aggressive peak, Navi's will collect it.
Nice shot.
Necrox will fall. The IQ to perish on a spicy garage peak there from Navi's. That's another member from Immortals that really needs to get engaged here for the team. But all of Immortals so far in this game playing very individualistic, not working together as a team. You see Evil Geniuses constantly in perfect range for trades, and they're always getting those trades. They're trading back immediately. Immortals, that's not the case. Everyone's off on their own little mission, and when that mission fails, no one is within range to try and trade that back and facilitate the rest of their intended plan. The good news is, though, for Immortals, is that now we've taken out the IQ and we've swapped to an Echo. So Immortals in the basement defense worried more about a site execute as Canadian has gone back to the Montaigne, but this is actually M King inside of meeting. That's a precarious spot to be in. We'll see if he can.
That's not a good spot to
through the
play.
hallway hatch.
Your
He's
Echo.
not even trying.
All right,
He's
now.
sitting there. He's waiting. Gonna try and get himself a frag possibly, but I don't see this going his way exactly with Montaigne on the field, able to just literally walk at him, and he can do literally nothing. A literal crapload of roamers right now for Immortals. They are absolutely everywhere. It's like spiders right now. We got people in Split, we got people in Kids, we've got people on main stairs. So, Evil Geniuses gonna have the answer to that. They only have half the round left to try and get something going on.
Well, they've got meeting progress once again. They've got the control, and like you said, very spread out defense right now for Immortals on the defensive side. You've lost your IQ, which is not the most influential, but like I said, those Echo drones could be a massive nuisance later on.
So NVK is going to watch the flank. Canadian and Geo are going to walk down the stairs. Young's going to rotate to blue, I think. Yeah, Young's rotating to blue. Canadian's all the way down the hallway already.
A Yokai drone. Will it blast him away and move his shield? Oh, he's able to spot it out. There goes one, but
oh,
for it. Navi's peeks the corner, gets his second of the round, and now
that's
it's gonna be
great timing.
Geniuses that have to pick up the slack as they lost their removable shield. More Yokai disorienting shots come down, but NVK will collect onto the flank of Bullet. There's one more flanker topside, leaving it as a 2v3 on the objective. NVK continues to put bodies in the grave on the flanks for Immortals. There's only 20 seconds left, though, for the site execute.
He cannot lose these gunfights right now, all except for Navi's been showing up these last couple of rounds. Only 15 seconds left. They've got to make magic happen. It's all left up to Geo and a very, very hurt Young. Frag grenade going to go out. Finally, Young will meet his maker, but Geo will find Navi's. Been doing so very well so far, and he's going to collect PX. It's all left up to M King and Geo for the respective teams, and M King will bring it in home for Immortals.
The spawn kill that round paid off. Spawn kill that round is what put EG in the dirt there. Because otherwise that round was chaotic. Like, two people trying to flank, NVK getting both kills, then NVK getting picked off. Canadian getting killed by Navis. Like, it was just chaos. Just absolute chaos all over the place.
Like it's nothing. The good news is for Immortals as well is that you haven't had to go to a weird site yet, because you've been losing your defenses pretty handedly. And the ones you do win, you're at least available. They're not back-to-back. You go back to a different site that is advantageous to yourself as well, as they just win their basement defense, and now they'll have...
Oh, man, I'm tired. I'm sore. The gym has not been forgiving.
It truly would be. Just to look ahead a little bit, Evil Geniuses having trouble in that last round with the roam game. And our next map is a map that favors that heavily. So they more than likely want to get this figured out now. How do they counter that? Because right now, Evil Geniuses stalling quite a bit initially until they figure out what they want to do. Last time, tried to commit down big tower stairs, didn't go too well.
Me too.
MDK tried his best to clear across meeting, but
there's quite a few rounds at the end of the day that I would have yelled if Gio would have won. Gio's a great guy. I've played against him a lot and played with him a couple times.
Didn't really work out for him.
Incredible aggression being put on display here from Immortals, and it's just not working out. They sacrifice both Cyber and M-King for the life of NVK. Nathan Valenti will gladly sit on the sidelines as Gio again dismantles.
And this is just Immortals going for a bunch of peaks to try to throw EG off, but EG's just once they. This is the thing. When it comes to pro teams going for like ridiculous peaks like this, if one person's going for a crazy peak or like challenging a window they shouldn't, all of them are probably going to do it. So that's why EG's like ready for all these jump outs / peaks. But now with the serious man advantage, all they have to do is pick one of the sites and surround it and push it.
At least in a comparable sense. So, as we are on round number 6 here, Immortals very, very damaged.
Yeah, Gio just plays all the time. He grinds. He grinds harder than anybody.
Remarkable shock if Immortals were able to take this one back, but they're playing in some rather odd positions as my voice decides to hit an octave I haven't heard in 10 years. You've got Canadians spraying in through the back of the mattress and unable to collect any of the shots onto PX. Still standing at 100 HP will be the smoke that rotates all the way into the hallway. Pings come out from the drones. He's going to continue to back off as the intel unlimited for Evil Geniuses as they try to descend down. That's a run out. PX is going to take down Canadian off the window rappel and dart all the way back in, but now he's been downed off. At the bottom of White Stairs, Gio pushing up, just missing the timing on him, but Young will finally collect the down PX. At the top of White Stairs, Bullet twisting in a 1v3 will have to be the saving grace for Immortals. So this is going to be a 4-2 at the split.
One big window, one highway window, one White Stairs. Oh, kids window instead. Okay. Either way, all three of these angles are where they need to be.
But cannot connect, and Young on a pixel angle from highway window will be able to collect that kill.
Even if they don't know where Legion is, as long as they're at those 3 locations, they can coordinate something and trade off of each other.
Slow and steady wins the race. Nothing too crazy.
One of those 4 locations. I said 3, meant 4.
You can weigh on him when you need to.
Thing. He's been one of the top performing members.
So, let's see how EG responds to the Montaigne here, because they were just using Montaigne, so they have to know what Montaigne's weak to. They don't just not scrim it, if that makes sense.
He's busting open the highway. There we go. Now he's in the attic. He's heading right towards that rotate hole, and then
Mute jammer to prevent the opening of the hatch for as long as possible.
Main lobby hatch as they try to push down. It is a basement defense after all. You got to work towards that front lobby push. As Immortals not attempting to go for a back push here, and we've been seeing a lot of tower takes today, not just in this game on Oregon, but on a majority of the Oregon rounds so far today. And that's
He's having some serious trouble opening up this hatch.
Mimicking a little bit of the style
Needs to start on the edge closest to the wall first.
Montaigne, once again, you can literally just apply pressure. That's it. You can literally just stand there and stare at people, and pressure is applied. That's all you have to do. Don't have to re-click your button, put your shield back up. You have to do anything at all. Maybe toss some smoke grenades, get that diffuser down. That's more than likely going to be the plan for Immortals. It worked earlier for Evil Geniuses. We'll see if it works out for the boys in Aqua Green. As execution should start going down.
Yeah, the bulletproof cam in the closet's the way to go. You can actually put it higher up at a different angle. I'm surprised they're not trying to utilize that. Like, you can climb up on the boxes and put it on those blue boxes, but the thing is you can shoot the blue boxes and destroy the camera that way. So you have to hit the blue boxes first. Yeah, okay. This is, in case you guys are wondering, a Claymore only does 100 damage, which is exactly the amount of health you need to kill an operator. But if you overheal, which is what he did, and run across, you'll survive the Claymore. So that's what he was trying to counter. So Smoke is now
You got smokes coming in, and I'm sure there's a member of Evil Genius.
Smoke now has to stop the Montaigne, and they're planting right up against the wall with the Montaigne standing in front of him, so that's really smart. And he's going to clip the smoke through the wall, and a C4 is actually going to do the trick. Oh, what a shot.
A beautiful reactionary shot, but 2 seconds left on the board. There's no time. NVK shuts it down.
But yeah, like, you won't be able to plant like that. You won't be able to deny plant, I should say, like that. Like the smokes, they're gonna make it so smokes do not clip through walls relatively soon.
For some odd reason, is going to try and go through a window, which should not happen. And if it does, I'm going to be at a loss for words. But you'd more than likely see him toss some smoke grenades. This is we're in La La Land talking about this right now, because you're not going to see a Montaigne repel.
All right, so mute jammer in the attic.
I would hope not.
Castle barricades. That's the real question. Where are the castle barricades going to go? And is Ash going to waste her utility on them, or is Maverick going to Maverick them open?
Could be faced inside of generator towards Gen Wall. That's actually all the way up by the armory window, by satellite window.
One armory, one big, one highway. It didn't look like they reinforced Master Wall, which is kind of curious. But they're going to open up these angles from showers to lock down white stairs, which is just what needs to happen. White stairs, if you clear white stairs in kids' dorms, the attack should go smoothly from there.
Traditionally with this site, you are going to start on big
Because if anyone's hiding big window, the player big window should kill them. If anybody's coming down the hallway, the guy from big window should kill them. As long as it's not a Montaigne trying to hold the cross. Someone else has to be there. The castle windows on armory window towards tower and the one at highway are supposed to help NVK with those rotations, because those are effective rotations as long as those windows stay closed.
It doesn't seem like Evil Geniuses are really panicking at all at the presence of M King at the big window. Obviously a giant target to shoot at.
And Gio's just waiting for flank.
But yet, Evil Geniuses not really in any distress right now. The drone's coming in, and it looks like this might actually be the entirety of the strategy, is just vault in through big window. And I wouldn't
yeah, Trap, they are inconsistent sometimes. The worst is when the smoke is right next to you and is right next to the guy you're trying to kill and it doesn't hurt them at all. That's the worst. I wish that would stop. I'd rather the smoke canisters be too lethal than too weak, if that makes sense. Like, I'd rather them accomplish their job too well than not at all.
Answer there for you, Flynn, but I can tell you that we're under a minute left, and it's 5v5 still.
So Cyber's trying to push up white stairs, and then everyone else is trying to push through big window. Nobody's on kids' windows because of Gio, and now Bullet is going for it, but Gio kills him.
As Bullet will go down, everyone's going to have to try and just jump through the window as it's all orange in the kill feed. Finally, PX will answer back with Canadian. We'll find him. It's all left up to Cyber coming up the main stairs, and I don't think
Cyber comes up for a flank way too late. Just way too late.
Too much to answer with at R4C by his side. Has to whip out the pistol. He's going to find Young. Can he possibly find Canadian playing inside of kids? Oh my god, he's going to. It's all left up to Gio. Cyber. The absolute
oh my god. That would have been crazy.
Shut him down. Very scary round there for Evil Geniuses as it almost slipped away.
In this specific match,
that was crazy.
You don't want to take from
Cyber was just going in there.
You can't really establish lines of sight. You really only got big window, and you can try and take it down on white, which they got that line of sight.
Gio's playing so far away off site with Echo, which is sometimes the smart thing to do, and it is actually smart in this case because because of how spread out this site is in terms of like how you can defend it.
Another one for Young now is it's just a full send for Immortals into the objective, and Young cuts them down one by one. Every single bolt in the magazine connecting onto a head of a member of Immortals, and now it's Bullet and PX to work out of this. The Finka boost coming in well late of the intended timing. PX will have to rotate over with diffuser in hand. You still haven't cleared out kids as there's pressure from the back, and now peeking up and over the edge of the windowsill, and PX taking shots from this backside, but still not reacting to it. This is a troublesome scenario for Immortals to work out of as they've seemingly surrendered
Yeah,
Oregon
PX is
in
fucked.
its entirety. One Echo drone will be surrendered in the process of trying to disorient Bullet and take away the availability of the blast of the Finka to overheal, but at this point, Immortals, they don't have an entry into the building.
Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, but Jack fell down. Immortals rocking a hard place right now. I mean, especially on that round where we saw Cyber try and just full sim with the Ash, claimed a lot of lives, but didn't end up winning that round. Now we need that ×2. We need Bullet and PX to find some sort of cohesion.
There isn't anything. There literally isn't anything that they can do unless unless they just push in and start getting kills.
Evil Geniuses knows what you're going to try and do in that
What's up,
instance.
Hunter? How's it going,
Try
dude?
and play it out a little bit longer. Try and play it out a little bit longer. Try and get some more information.
Like, they're looking for picks and they have time to do it, but they just don't have manpower.
At the moment, it looks like Immortals don't have an answer, and they have yet to make it inside the building after that initial incursion into the objective. Gio's punching open the garage rear door to try and take aim in towards PX or Bullet repelled on these windows in the big tower, but no one really able to connect. This is an aggressive run out here from NVK, but he's on 5 HP, so he really does have the availability to sacrifice himself. Should he want to go for an over-aggressive run towards the backside? There's very limited time remaining, and PX still can't land a bullet onto NVK, playing the peek angle at the bottom of the tower's door. Now laying prone underneath the T3 window on the north side is Canadian, just waiting, but Necrox will hit the run anyway. There goes Bullet, repelling it in absolute desperation. PX shut down. Evil Geniuses take map number 1.
And in
On to map 2.
You chuck your Monty at big.
The big problem is putting an air jab.
It's a difference of playstyle.
America out. That would be all of North America going out in quarters yet.
All right, so Coastline. I remember this map being a good one.
It's happened quite a few times.
I wasn't able to watch the whole thing, but I do remember this map being a good one.
I really hate to say this, but
They
as is
don't, Trap.
tradition at this point,
They do not.
We just can't make it past quarters, man. We just can't. So we'll see
But
if they
because
can
of where he
roll
placed
up
it,
and make it past quarters.
if someone jumps out and lands, because of the radius of it, it would still activate. But he didn't have to put it there. It's misleading. At least I'm pretty sure. I haven't tested it thoroughly, but I know,
Didn't Rec make it
you
to
know,
semis? SI?
that they do not work
Because
midair.
it's
Yeah, not at a Pro League final.
Okay, all right.
Even though I personally think that they should. I honestly think they should work midair. Like, if you try to vault out a window and you activate an air jab, it should just launch you.
On Coastline is a little weird because you do not need hard destruction for this map at all. And as you see with Evil Geniuses, they didn't bring any hard destruction. Not only that, but there's no Thatcher on the field, so why would you in the first place?
And as far as the Valkyrie, like,
All right, so the idea behind a attack onto hookah at this stage in the meta
we saw that in the Faze LeStream game as well. Latin America
is
having its Valkyrie banned against it, but
you have to clear out blue bar and take control of Sunrise potentially, which is what Canadian's doing right now. And then you pick one of the sites that has less people in it and push. So now Necrox has control of Sunrise. This is going to prompt them to push into hookah. But they're down a body. They lost NVK. So Canadian is going to be watching kitchen side. They're forfeiting Sunrise control, but it's not that big a deal right now because they have to even up the man count because they don't have their shield.
Kitchen. You got a lot of pressure from these hookah windows. Upside down repel now is Canadian, and the run out coming out from Navi.
Okay, so they traded. They traded, and now if they can retake hookah control, retake Sunrise or blue bar control, then they can push in.
I imagine this is going to be a rotate from Evil Geniuses over to Aquarium, as is typical in the site, but they might just try and barrage their way in through the hookah doorway.
It is a possibility. It seems like that is the answer for Young. He does still have one concussion.
That's fine, Hunter. Don't worry about it, dude. The fact that you're even helping me out, I really appreciate it. This Evil Geniuses attack is very disjointed. it's kind of all over the place.
We have to see some sort of aggression. That's what you need if you're an EG fan. Necrox gonna take down PX.
Luckily, though, they're able to get into specific like power positions. Let's see if Young can clean this one up.
It's all left up to Young in a post-plant situation. M King not very much help, but Cyber gonna have absolutely none. It's Young, it's M King. They both have practically one health. One bullet'll do it, and it's gonna be Young once again.
I don't want to say that Young is lucky there, but that was dicey. That was dicey. That attack looked all over the place, and I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this about Young and Necrox. When they work together, like specifically on Coastline, but it happens on other maps as well, Young and Necrox will post up outside of the objective with the easiest, like, most, what's the word I'm looking for? They put themselves outside of the objective as close as they can. So the two of them will just stack up outside of the objective and start clearing out whatever they need to clear out to get planted. While NVK, Canadian, and Geo clear out other areas of the map that they need to control to watch for rotations and flanks. And the thing is even if Canadian, NVK, and Geo die, Necrox and Young can still work together to go for the plant. And that happens over and over and over again on most maps, but Coastline specifically, that's how they operate.
What he does on land, man. Young sits in the background, and honestly, he does his
Yeah, Steve, he definitely should be.
Like everyone in the analyst desk said,
but if they would have won the finals, Geo would have been the MVP,
when it comes to land,
in my opinion.
Unleashed. Alex talked about NVK being let loose and let off the leash to go and have his way with what he wanted to do on Oregon. That's Young on Coastline now. He doesn't have to play a breacher. He doesn't have to play Hibana. He can play whatever.
And usually Necrox takes Dokkaebi. So this is actually going against what I just described, but I've seen it in other tournaments.
That double-headed sword right now is actually terrifying for Immortals to stare down the gun right now.
Well, I think the main thing for Immortals is how did you not have any vision at all on that plant going down? Even a sound cue would have helped you out right there, allowing you to know that you can get aggressive, try and...
All right, so once again, take control of Sunrise, hold rotations, and then Young and someone else are outside of Hookah Doorway right now trying to push the site. NVK is watching flank again.
It's a bit of a ceased engagement right now as no one's really taking aim in towards another. They're standing at a stalemate, holding the opposite angle for a rotation.
So watch. Okay, Geo and Young are going to be outside of Hookah Balk. Yep, Young just opened up the door. Geo's going to push in. Young is most likely going to drone.
So better utilization.
I'm waiting for it, Young. Just drone, please. Drone for me. Make me look good.
Actually, that was M King who would have been closest.
Hunter, what do you mean by shout out command?
Is possibly an ADS still stationed on those cool vibes and intact.
This is going to be a slow take for Evil Geniuses once again, and this is exactly what we saw from them in Oregon.
All right, Canadian's going to hold the rotation from the north window. Geo's going to push in and throw smokes. NVK's going to watch flank, and Young's going to go for the plant while Necrox is in Sunrise.
This is going to be no different. Smoke grenades of all different varieties going to be going down on the Hookah door now, as Geo is just going to continue.
Now Canadian's rotating somewhere else, probably to big window, because he doesn't have to worry about his flank so hard if Necrox is in Sunrise. But now if Canadian repels now, he's screwed. He's going to get gunned from Sunrise.
Now NVK has to go for the rotation over towards Sunrise, but Navi's on the run out now.
Alright, he came out the other way, but either way.
NVK will trade one back as he pushes up cool vibes. Another one in his grasp, but can't find the final blow. Now he's got fire from multiple angles. Geo will press forth and try and take him down. In behind him, it's a complete
oh my goodness, that fell apart quickly.
Oh
yeah, yeah. Yes, please, Hunter. If you want to do that for me, that'd be great.
There and the latter half of that kill.
It seems like a very weird choice right now. Is I guess the best I can go for. Navi's going to go for a spawn peek out towards Ruin spawn, and NVK going to evade that quite cleanly, honestly. Read it like a book, and we'll back off to safety, and we'll continue to drone it out just to be sure.
That was uncharacteristic of EG to fall apart like that.
see if it has any more success than it's had in the last couple rounds. It hasn't done a whole lot for me right now. On
But they seem to struggle on. They always pull out the win on Coastline, but they seem to struggle in general towards the end of the map.
Extremely aggressive, no matter where they are. It can be 2v5. You're going to see aggression out of that last two alive remaining for a LATAM team. Secondly, very emotional teams. If they're playing well, they are unstoppable. But if they have any damage done to them along the way, it's very hard for them to fight back. Right now, 1-1. If you're an Immortal fan out there, you want to see them make the run now. Evil Geniuses, though, still going to be on this offensive half for quite a while. Still have 4 rounds to play through before that swap.
So the attack shaping
I want to see how this kitchen defense is set up.
VIP balcony, try and push in through VIP, and
But they're focusing so hard on EG's attack.
It's free real estate. Go on in and have yourself a ball, Evil Geniuses, as they'll have that top control. And Canadian on the sledge will begin to ripping.
But this is honestly.
Floorboards, and he saw a member right below his sledge.
This is honestly the same. They do the same kind of attack whenever they play Coastline. Yeah, Hunter, there we go. Perfect. Thank you. So take control of VIP, sledge above around the bed to cut off the rotation hole. And then, so pretty much effectively cutting the site in half from above. Someone's watching Canadian's flank. And then they either push kitchen window or service door.
Hammer on a camera, but
that's just what the attack is. So NVK is watching Canadian's flank.
Navi's still playing on that dock. He's playing in towards the Lamborghini doorway desk, and NVK again will identify this on the Twitch.
He was going to go for the fight. Can he win it? That's the question.
Easier to see, but he does have pressure also from Sunrise and Blue Bar. Widespread horizontal roam right now for Immortals, and somehow NVK's there we go. NVK's Twitch roam was
it's a horizontal roam and a vertical take, so it's actually pretty interesting. But look, as you can see, Geo and Young outside of the site.
There's a minute left, and Evil Geniuses have done a good job of at least terrorizing them.
Outside of service door, just waiting to go for the plant.
Done a good job of actually killing anyone off or doing any damage.
As you said, practically a roamer in every crux that you can fit him in downstairs. And Evil Geniuses is going to have to try and read into that.
Yeah, so as you can see here, NVK and Necrox are on either staircase. Canadians cutting the site in half and holding the rotation. Geo and Young are outside of service. So pretty much if NVK or Necrox get a kill, they push. If they don't get a kill, they just wait. Canadian waits for any rotations from the defenders to try to stop the plant. And ultimately, though, at the same time, Necrox is the one really holding the flank. NVK needs to take control of main lobby so he can kill people in bathroom trying to deny the plant. That's really like, if you go further into the strat, like that's what it comes down to.
Right now, it's looking like Cyber will be the one to do the damage. Necrox could get aggressive on the back of kitchen, but more than likely that's going to get.
But as you can see, Cyber is just holding this. Navi's gets the kill on NVK, so the defenders, if they are in bathroom, can hold. Canadian gets killed trying to clear the bathroom because he knows he needs to. And now this is where the execute comes in. Geo's going to try to go for the plant. Necrox has to try to push because he's so far away. Geo is in sight, and he's not planting because he can't with those holes there. And then Young has to push at the same time. So that fell apart for EG because Immortals just waited. All Immortals had to do was wait. They identified where each of the attackers were and just waited.
I do like the response though from Immortals. They were trying to take those initial
of G2, but we really haven't seen it against anyone else. I would say the only other team I've seen them get that super aggressive playstyle against is Reciprocity.
Okay, so they want Geo to come off of Montaigne. It's not as effective as they wanted it to be. They're going to bring Glaz instead. So let's see how Glaz actually impacts the round and changes the attack for EG.
Hasn't as much impact on the Ash as he was having on Oregon as the IQ on the attacking side. Clearly just a different mindset here on the rolls. And finally, Geo will be swapped off. He's no longer bringing that Montaigne. He's now swapped over to a Glaz, where I imagine he'll be much better suited to perform. And this is honestly a change that I think should have come a little bit quicker from Evil Geniuses, and now Navi's will get droned out at the top of the theater stairs. He's able to bail out just in time as that F2 raining terror through that wall, almost connected under the head of a vaulting Navi's towards the base of the stairwell. The switch is called from NVK to try and track him down a little bit longer, but he evades capture for
Excuse
the
me.
moment on the side of Evil Geniuses.
It's fine, Hunter.
Four Evil Geniuses is
Do what you need to do, man.
And Spawn droning. This is taking a minute to shape up for a blue bar sunrise bar push. Typically, you'd have a little more top control by now.
They actually have control of the entire upstairs. They just don't know it yet. Everyone's downstairs for Immortals. They're just more or less playing an entire blanket roam.
Oh, they're all trying to come up the stairs.
The last time around, but last time it was kitchen. This time it's double bar. Bullet currently inside of offices. Navi's over in security. Cyber's docking him up currently, but we don't have a single body set up for EG downstairs.
So you can see the floorboards getting ripped up now by Canadian as the sledge will make his way.
This is relatively the same strategy, just in a different location on the map.
This hatch being left unreinforced now will be a prime target for Canadian to take advantage of. The drone's coming downstairs, but yet again, Immortals zipping a little bit of their strategy from last round, where they play the full set horizontal.
He's calling out to Canadian right now, like he's under that hatch.
Taking those fights early on. He saw Navi's early on trying to
I'm surprised Canadian's not immediately going over there to try to stop it.
But hey, Cyber's got the dock. Juicing back up to 100.
Right now, EG's droning and looking for opportunities to get picks. They're just looking for anybody that they can kill to get a man advantage. But Immortals is playing so far back. And once again, you see staircases locked down.
You have to make them make a mistake because Immortals is basically playing your game. They're just waiting.
They're gonna have to push.
And Young will be the first one to do so, but only 25 seconds left on the clock when he got that frag. They're going to try and just full send it right through into Sunrise Bar. Navi's will claim a life. Things are starting to go down here. With
Young wants to plant, but he's scared.
Diffuser will be one of those things. Canadian will take down Navi's. Young hasn't started the diffuser just yet. Plenty of Toxic Babes still left, and Cyber will find Young. That's going to be diffuser down, and that's Evil Geniuses.
Nice.
Walking away with it.
Great collapse on the site.
Run, but no. Evil Geniuses with a 20.
Really good collapse.
They've been rocking since round number 1. But
so right now, like, they're just trying to figure out how Geo can fit into their attacking strats, because they're having trouble figuring out what he should play. Honestly, he should be playing Capital before anything else, because of how good he is.
In the first map of this best of 3, but for the other 6 maps of the day, it was a pretty big focus for a lot of teams. It was the strength of the new Capitao bolts, their ability to drop from elevated surfaces on impact, and honestly, it's been a hard set conversation on Twitter as well. It's been fun to read through those tweets.
Cybers and Navis are actually locked in a constant battle over here with Canadian and also his partner, but Canadian will finally fall to the hands of Cyber. It's going to be all left up to Geo and Young over on this side. Actually, Necrox is going to be over inside of the hallway. Playing inside of VIP, he's going to down Navis, finally claiming the life of him. It's going to be all up to Cyber over here in 90 hallway to try and find any more progress. Either that, or he can show face and try and waste as much time as possible. But again, Latam, I'm going to expect the aggression. That's exactly what we're going to see as he full sprints in. But NVK and Necrox got an answer for that, and it's going to be body count in favor of Evil Geniuses.
It's going to come down to the anchors of M-King and PX, and we talk about picking up the pace, and there's a beautiful example of that from Evil Geniuses as they want to take the lead once again and continue to run away with it. And speaking of the F2,
NVK is just watching the bottom of the staircase, and then everyone else is pushing from VIP over. Nobody can flank once he's in that position.
But they can honestly take the other objective with absolute ease, and NVK will do just that, pushing his way into the rotate, into Hookah, dropping PX, and it is a landslide round for Evil to a T. He's still flank holding
of this matchup. So, will Evil Geniuses walk away 4-2, or will Immortals tie things up before the split? As of right now, you can see that aggressive playstyle coming out once again for EG. Last time we didn't see too much of that, but this time around we will, and we're going to claim first.
Oh, what a great angle. Oh, what a great angle. I love it so much. Oh, I thought he got another kill there. That would have been crazy.
Canadian, and that's going to be no more hard destruction, but again, it's coastline. You really don't need it.
Canadian been pretty much a non-factor in this map specifically. He was doing a little bit better on Oregon, but here on Coastline, he hasn't really been needed, and he hasn't been much of a...
Oh, that was such a great angle.
Immortals to really take aim. He got that first kill earlier on Sledge, reading that pulse run out, and as from there, I mean, he hasn't really done a whole lot, but the rest of the team has been filling in his place just
yeah, it is, Hunter.
That
is a little excessive.
249 outside a kitchen window, ripping that thing open will be Geo's. Once again, he has an automatic weapon in his hands, and he's looking to slay some more lives. Young carrying the diffuser as the hard breach has now been felled, as Canadian will fall. And
all right, so Geo meeting up with Young. at the position that they want to push into the site from.
On coastline, that's not
NVK holding the flank so nobody can rotate through blue.
Open holes into the service wall as Kitchen's really,
And then
would be the site where hard breach would be
Canadian's
best
dead, but he's already
utilized.
used some of his utility, so
Yeah,
it's
he
not
can
a big
still get the
deal.
job done here
Necrox
with
is
soft
watching
destruction from above.
main lobby. NVK is going to pinch main lobby with Necrox. So he's throwing the flashes in. He gets, unfortunately, he gets killed. Oh, if Necrox dies here, that's not good. He needs to rotate around or something. But Young's going for the plant though.
He's got to win out these gunfights, but who else would you expect? Especially on land, PX is going to go down. 20 seconds left as Necrox will meet his maker. Geo, though, will find yet another, and Geo with 2. It's all left up to Cyber to try and make something happen here for Immortals on this split, but Geo, again and again,
God,
with
Geo's so good.
M249 to put him up 4-2 with the split.
Again, where it came down to it is a little bit.
But yeah, so we're, like I said, we're seeing the same kinds of strats over and over and over again, just at different locations on the map. So NVK and Necrox lock down areas of rotation. Canadian kind of, the best way I can describe it is he just kind of pushes in and gets vertical control wherever he thinks he needs it, and then Young and Geo push the site. That's the general strategy, rotated to different areas of the map. Now, let's see what EG's defense looks like here.
Scenarios when things start to go off the rails. They've done a brilliant job reacting to those scenarios. But now it'll be a blue bar and sunrise bar defense for Evil Geniuses as they begin their defensive half. They only need 3 more rounds to send us home in the quarterfinals day, and they'll be on Championship Sunday. They'll be in the semifinals. They won't quite be to the finals just yet. They'll be in the semifinals at the very least.
Closer and closer they come. They only need 3 rounds right now in order to get to these semis. And
so for,
sorry, hold on. Let me pause this real
for
quick.
Evil Geniuses as well, if they were able to
Sorry, I had to message that back.
Championship Sunday into the semifinals, they would have to go through
All right.
in America, as Faze would be their next opponent should they be able to surpass Immortals here and grab the necessary 3 rounds of victory. Frag grenade being tossed into the cubby, and bullet will connect onto Necrox. NVK, where is that ADS? None to be found, but it could have been Navi's as he had a Twitch drone inside a site.
Yeah, I think the Twitch drone got rid of the ADS.
Massive shock to Necrox, but there goes your smoke. A lot of utility and a clutch performer in the end game.
those toxic babes not going to be able to be used anymore since Necrox lays lifeless on the floor of Sunrise Bar, but we're still going to have Young, and we're still going to have an Alda in play. And when you have an Alda,
nice shot from Young.
You can do literally whatever you possibly want. That's going to be yet another life taken down, though, as MVK will lose his. Evil Geniuses currently lying in the wait with 3 against 4.
And MVK tried to rotate back in behind the Cool Vibes bar. Sorry, the Sunrise bar. M-King will take down Geo as well. So now to 2-man disadvantage. It's Evil Geniuses on their back foot for seemingly the first time in this matchup. Young again in through the soft wall, going for 3 on the round, but can't quite connect. Burning alive at the hands of the asphyxiating bolt and laying prone inside of the cubby will be the member of Immortals who jumps in. Navi's will fall. 3 on the round for Young, trying to go for a 4.
Oh, that was close.
To his side. PX will take him down with the bearing 9. Canadian. Talked about him being a little absent, but
center your screen. That's all you gotta know. That's all. Good round there for IMT, opening things up with that frag grenade onto Necrox. Yeah, there was definitely supposed to be an ADS intended to be there, but more than likely it did get twitched by the likes of Faze. And just overall,
good work, Hunter.
Good and smart round
okay, so
IMT. They took their time, they established exactly what they wanted to do, and they executed almost perfectly.
The execute was definitely good, like Stokes is saying.
But in the end, PX able to
the real problem there was just ADS is getting shot by Twitch drones and losing that smoke early. Especially defending that site, smoke is probably the most important operator.
Going to be Evil Geniuses heading topside to hookah and billiards.
There isn't much else to say there because EG was playing in all the spots they were supposed to be playing in. The only one that could have maybe changed was Geo because if he had been playing somewhere else, instead of trying to drop the hatch late that they're going to be watching because they drone him out, maybe that would have changed something. But at the same time, it's potentially just the only thing he can do because he's Castle and he doesn't have the weapons or the utility necessary to take any other fights in any other positions.
And Canadian talked about him being a little absent, but Cyber will fall. The MP5K on the hands of the Mutant only loses 25 HP in the process. And of all members of the attacking squad to take down, you want to take down Cyber, and you want to take down... What?
Where?
Huh? Was he
Killing Capital there is huge.
I don't even know how that happened. I am flabbergasted right now by what
That's the
just
pick
happened. I
you
don't
want
understand that at all. That doesn't
on
make sense.
Coastline. If you kill
Logic,
Capital first
geometry,
every
none of it
time,
makes sense.
you
It's out
should
the
win.
window. Anyways, M-King, rest of Immortals. Going to have to try and pick up the bag here and find something.
Now they have no
Not going to
smokes
have
to
very much sight
attack.
execution utility with the tactical bow off the board. So more than likely, Evil Geniuses is just going to lie in wait and see if Immortals wants to get aggressive again. A lot of these LATAM teams, it doesn't matter how many people that they have alive, they'll still be aggressive.
So as my friend Alex mouths at me from across the way over at the analyst desk, he was going for the pixel peek at the bottom of the window with the very bottom portion of that barricade punched open. So, I got a little bit of damage onto Navi's as well, as the Twitch will fall off of the aquarium balcony.
As he showed us a very
He walked over and showed us an
nice
actual diagram of what I then explained 3 seconds earlier. So we're good.
Zeronic, everyone. My gosh. Anyways, that's besides the point. This is round number 8. 4-3 currently in the lead for Evil Geniuses. And if you guys are just joining us, last map was Oregon, which EG won pretty handedly 7-2. But so far this round, after that initial frag...
So,
by the likes of
okay,
Canadian,
Immortals
Cyber,
want
not
to... Immortals want to take control of VIP so they can use the angle all the way through VIP to cut off rotation. Then they need to switch over to... Whoa, what did I just do? Then they need to switch all the way over to Aquarium. Someone watches luggage stairs,
too much
and they
else
just
to
push
do
and
now.
use utility
Well,
on
as soon as
site.
I say that, Canadian's gonna get a second kill of the round.
But
Utility use this time around. This is going to
obviously,
M-King going down. It's gonna be the likes
the
of
mute jammer...
IQ.
The mute jammer is actually not directly on the wall, it's in the corner right here on the other side by the potted plant. And this push just fell apart. Mainly at the very start. It fell apart at the very start of the round because Capital's gone, and they need Capital for the execute onto the site. What's up, Mini Ram? How's it going?
We'll see if this will be the difference maker or to be another
My rank is down here.
deterring factor for the game. Nonetheless, Evil Geniuses will
My rank is
lock it
down
out
at the
nice and
bottom
early.
left. That's the
Canadian with
R6
two,
tab
MPK with two, and Young with one on the round.
overlay.
Evil Geniuses up 5-3, 2 rounds away.
All right, let's push forward.
Likely you guys aren't going to see that, but I can tell you
Next round.
Phase early on. Got a lot of kill holes at the base of the blue bar wall.
All right,
as
so
well from
defending
courtyard,
kitchen now.
and
Front
then
door is
playing
castled
from the
off.
main lobby behind the desk.
I'd assume nope. The kitchen
Kind of a
door.
throw
Kitchen
down
is
open
not.
here for Immortals,
but
as you've really gotta
they're
be
gonna run
wary.
over
You
and put a
don't wanna
claymore on
back
it,
against the
I would
wall with
imagine.
No opportunity to make a mistake. This is where the run must begin for Immortals to keep themselves alive. We talked about heading into this season.
Cyber has to
finals
rotate
as
all the way
it's
over to
going
open
be
this. He just
some of
opens
the
it right away.
craziest games, some
No
of the
drones,
closest games, yet they've all been 2-0.
which is somewhat surprising.
We're on a trajectory for a 4th 2-0 today. Incredibly close maps with a lot of overtime involved, don't get me wrong, but we have a significant lack of map
So it
number
looks
3
like
today, and this could be
it looks like
continuing
Sledge and
the
Ash
entirety
at
of
front
the
door,
second
Montaigne
half.
at service entrance, just making sure that he gives proper
Immortals now
callouts.
gonna be
Twitch wants to
focusing
take control of
their sights
Sunrise.
upstairs as they're going to have
Um,
to worry about some of these EG players
Not
moving
always.
around upstairs in the penthouse
I have
theater.
a
They're
Logitech
going to basically have free reign over all of
wireless
service entrance with those established
Pro,
lines
G
upside.
Pro,
Don't really have
whatever
anything
you wanna
open
call it.
just yet, but they do have Geo upstairs. Not going to have
aim
too
isn't
many
always a
people
requirement
trying to get aggressive
to
on him, but Geo will get aggressive on
to
the
be a
front
good
door as
player.
M-King tries to work his way in.
Well, now Now for NVK in towards the Lamborghini doorway. He spots the Montaigne of M-King, and PX low on HP. You'll have to be wary. Just a couple shots in rapid succession from that Aldo would lay him to waste. It'll instead just rattle off the fully deployed shield of M-King as NVK darts back and forth. And
This
Canadian was looking to get
Immortals
aggressive
attack
with that VIP
is
balcony.
kind of all over the
Number
place,
of
and I don't
Immortals
really
running
understand
right
it.
beside the door. It seemed to be Cyber on the Ash, but Canadian will
Like,
back now instead of taking
they need someone else to come from another angle to take control of front door. That's what they want to do and plant in service entrance. And they're with a minute left, they're still all the way in VIP and penthouse. Like, they're so far removed. Like, it's like they just don't know what to do here.
Not much time to play here for the offense. It's always in the defensive side.
And now they're just getting picked off one by one because they have no plan. They're not pushing together. They're pushing separately. They literally don't have a plan for attacking this.
PX not going to want to battle anything inside of that smoke, especially with that low amount of HP.
You'd have to hit the hip fire of a lifetime. A frag grenade gonna fall through the floor.
Like, they need, like, yeah, they need to take control of VIP and penthouse, but that needs to be done early. And they just, like, dilly-dallied around the map for so long. It was just a wash of an attack.
By a Twitch drone. Either that or a blatant error.
So now EG up on match point, and it switches sides. This map is usually very attacker friendly, so Immortals definitely have a good chance of, like, you know, not losing right now. And I'm pretty sure that they don't, if memory serves. But
EG can finally break the curse of the last almost 3 years. Can they make it out of quarters? We're about to find out. But
let's see what happens here.
Is that Immortals has not planted at all the entire match. Not one plant has went down. No real objective control on offense, whereas EG has planted 3 separate times. Granted, that's not a lot over the amount of rounds that they've played, but still shows that they're more or less focused on site and getting that diffuser down.
Once again, it's Immortals trying to relay off of that individual play, the superstar nature of the members of their team.
I don't know why Cyber's over here about to open this castle when really Sledge should just have seen it early and spawned in. Like, pre-placed drones are definitely an issue for Immortals because their utility isn't where it needs to be.
Sunrise bar that had its bulletproof shroud opened up. Shotgun playing from above. This could be Canadian. It's Geo actually looking down through this pre-made hole. A Claymore just placed underneath as M-King will evade purview. Backing off into the depths of office. Bullet, though, will take down Canadian in the meantime. All the way over by Sunrise.
That was a run out.
It was an attempted run out through the kitchen window by Canadian, trying to put this match to rest. But instead, he'll be the one 6 feet under.
Geo's playing tag with this drone right now. He's finally going to get it inside of Billiards. As you guys see the run out there, Bullet going to claim the life.
So now they're going to go for the same execute they did before. Bullet's going to try to nade behind the couch wall, unless he knows for a fact that the ADS hasn't been destroyed. He's actually going to go behind Sunrise.
And he marks, though. Actually, all of Sunrise Bar has basically been abandoned. Necrox is currently playing in the hallway under Cool Vibe stairs. Going to rotate,
but now he can rotate back, yeah.
Grenades are gone by Bullet, and they're going to assume that no one has rotated in. So more than likely, a very smart play here by Necrox.
Hold on, I'm trying to figure out where the attack is actually coming from here. So we've got one repelled on the north, one outside watching the run out, one trying to actually push the site. And then where are the other two? One's, I guess one's in offices watching the flank. Yep, okay.
Barricading up the door as Geo is locking M-King into place inside of office as that CCTV
and
cut off by a wooden barricade. Not the biggest impediment towards a rotation.
That's it.
At the end of the day,
like the attack is so all over the place. It like almost doesn't make any sense.
Although heavy stack right now for Immortals inside of the Sunrise entrance. 2 inside, 1 outside the door, and NVK angling in on the 4th outside the kitchen window.
They spend so much time not really accomplishing anything.
Stalling out to the utility being deployed by evil geniuses.
Like that's just what's happening to them.
On hand for Necrox, and no more life as Navi's will claim that. Cyber will follow it up, though. NVK going to go on a rotate. He's going to claim his life. It's all left up to NVK as he'll find yet another one. 25 seconds, but he's got diffuser down on the couch. couch, excuse me, Navi's and Cyber, the only two left alive for Immortals. They've both shown individual prowess throughout the day, and they're going to have to do so yet again to try and beat out NVK. And Cyber will go on the rotate. He'll claim the life of NVK.
Immortals should not have won that round.
Drop down to offices, and
NVK had just the right, timing, and there's no Claymore placed out there, but because Immortals' strat there is so weak, and when I say weak, I don't mean that their idea is bad, I mean that they don't have the manpower in any one location to trade out efficiently. They just don't. Like, if anybody gets in a gunfight and loses the fight, no matter where they are, they just lose. They can't trade back, no matter what position they're playing in. Like, they just need to be together. They need to be closer. And you can tell by the way that they're pushing, like, how slow it is. And then, like, Navi's is just like, all right, well, I'm going to go into sight, just kill everybody. Like, that's the strat.
It's going to be invaluable. And the freedom to be able to maneuver downstairs, knowing that Canadian
frag grenade still in
sound cues.
Sorry, I didn't mean to skip so far
We've also
forward.
got Young and Geo on the far side of the map in towards Penthouse and Theater. So a lot of map control on the top side held right now for Evil Genius.
Okay, so this time they have a concise play. They're droning through Blue Bar, taking control of it, and then they have M King watching Cyber's flank. But where's the rest of the attackers? What are they doing? Bullet is on Aquarium Balk. One's still in spawn, and one's on the roof. So, roof watching rotations, M King watching flank, Bullet, and Navi's pushing, and then PX has to try to open something. Yeah, so he rotates the roof, but there really isn't much for him to open. Like, Hibana's not the most effective operator here. But those Hibanas are good because they actually force Necrox out of behind the bar. But now that Necrox is dead, they have to push in because one, they're running out of time and they know that Smoke is dead. So now that Maestro's dead as well, they really have to start pushing in. The only thing they have to worry about is Canadian C4 from below, but if M King is still downstairs watching the flank, it's impossible. So this was actually a good attack. They figured out, they put it together this time. But then the flank from Geo picking off the diffuser, they have to go get the diffuser. Navi's takes him out from rotation if he's still on the roof.
Keep this and lock this game out right now, or we're going to be one round away from overtime. Aggressive peek here from Young does a lot of damage on the Bullet, the man carrying the diffuser. But Navi's again striking with that F2, pure dominance on that rate of fire. And another one. That's 4 on the round.
It's close.
Will take down NVK with a grenade.
No.
As Navi's is all the, especially the most eccentric, I would say. After that tactical timeout, having a little bit of a word with their coach, we'll see exactly what they're going to bring to the table. Last time around, Canadian meeting his demise pretty early on, or excuse me, that was previous round. Actually, last round on Cool Vibe Stairs, eventually losing that gunfight. But again, Immortals, throughout both of these maps, still have not had a plan down. They've just fragged out every single round. So, I expect nothing but the same, to be completely honest with you.
Well, at least they've done a better job of prepping for that site control. Earlier on, it really did look like it was just a frag fest. It looked like Immortals were trying to play Team Deathmatch while Evil Geniuses were trying to play Bomb. And as the rounds developed throughout the maps, it has clearly turned into more of an objective-based game for Immortals, thankfully. You got MVK laying down right now in behind the Lamborghini desk.
This is the same strat setup that EG uses on every defense for Kitchen. With the okay, so here's a problem. This is a problem. Immortals don't have the front door open. There's nothing wrong with pushing NVK from inside of server, like coming from office. Someone is watching the flank inside of office towards Blue Bar. That's established. M King. They have to open the front door. Otherwise, NVK can just worry about one angle instead of two. And the front door is too easy of a thing to open and apply pressure to force NVK to leave. Like, if the front door is open and then he starts getting pushed from server at the same time, he has to leave. NVK cannot play this location anymore. Instead, he's able to challenge because his back can be to the front door. And now Geo and Young are coming to help. So if the front door is still closed, there's only one direction they're coming from. Now the front door gets opened up, and NVK is being told. I'll explain it this way. NVK is being told by Geo, don't worry about your server push. I've got you covered. Watch the front door so I don't get pushed. So that's what's happening. So NVK wins the fight outside the front door, and Geo wins the fight coming from there. But then there's another one outside front door and takes out NVK, but the trade has been done effectively. Navi's, however, pushes into sight like a madman. Like, this is just what he does. He just pushes into sight like at the perfect time, because everyone's focused on the front door, so it was a great push. It's the right time to do it. Okay, so at this point, EG's a man down, and they're spread out. They're all the way across the map from each other. They don't have the ability to effectively trade. So what needs to happen is they need to communicate with each other, and from the rest of the callouts from the team, establish where they know attacking operators are. They know one is probably outside of service. They don't know where the other two are. So let's watch how they actually play this.
Smart play to make sure they can pinch at the exact same time.
So Canadians waiting for Geo to get into position. There is one outside service, and there's one in between the two of them, right? So, alright, so look, we can see the positioning here. One's laying down on the diffuser. One is outside, behind, watching the run out, and then one is in between. Navi's doesn't want to challenge because he's weak. PX doesn't want to move because he's afraid that he's going to give away his location. So what happens here, Canadian is just shooting. He's being prompted by Geo to shoot, and that prompts Navi's into shooting. And then PX gets killed because he starts shooting and gives away his position. So now it's all up to Bullet to win it. But he can win it because he has time on his side and the diffuser's planted. So Geo runs outside and loses the fight, and then Canadian loses the fight after that. So Bullet played it well, but Geo and Canadian played that round the way they absolutely needed to. They played it perfectly, but still lost.
Able to put the nail in the coffin. It's been so close, but a broken handle on the hammer so far.
So propelling up towards the aquarium balcony now for Navi's, as he's really been that X factor for Immortals so far. Waiting to see what Immortals will elect to do on this attack and where they'll like to set things up. For Bullet, he also needs to be that supporting cast member for Navi's, as that's really been the tandem to do a lot of the heavy lifting for Immortals thus far in this matchup, not just only on Coastline, but on Oregon.
So let's see if Immortals can put together a better hookah attack. They've been struggling to attack hookah.
On Oregon in the first half of Coastline, where it was kind of hit or miss as to whether who was going to show up, and really it was Cyber alone. For these last 2 minutes now, you're going to lose another Evil Eye inside of Billiards.
Nice.
This Twitch drone from Navi's, it's not just the F2 on Navi's, as I said before.
Starting to break down the site, taking down the Evil Eyes and any other equipment that the Twitch drone can find. Evil Genius doesn't want to challenge that area just because it's easy to lock down if the hookah window's open.
Cyber, or maybe someone out on the aquarium balcony took aim in towards him. But nonetheless, your Kaid of Young has now dropped to about 30.
We got one on aquarium, one on the roof, one watching the office flank, and one outside on hookah balk. I'd imagine that Hibana is somewhere on the roof trying to open the walls.
Pure sight presence, nothing really around the map. We did see one person rotating over through luggage. It's going to be the likes of whoever's wearing that camo, because I truly have no idea.
All right, here we go. Hibana's going up. Must have been droning out in spawn since she has the diffuser.
So, yeah, good drone from Canadian going to disorient Navi's. Not really sure if they were able to spot out. I imagine they were able to destroy the Yokai drone is it looks like there's only one remaining over by the VIP hallway. Flashbangs come raining in.
Hibana's rendered useless because of the Cade.
All the flashbangs come soaring out.
Grenades
Now,
going out to
Toxic
destroy the
Vader
Evil Eye.
coming out from Necrox.
Yokais are still in
The Yokai
place.
almost
M
in
King
place
is
for
not
the
using
plant, but he makes
his
way in
ability to
behind
find any of the
bomb.
Yokais.
PX does, then he'll be just out of the purview of that Yokai drone. You've also got NVK laying in wait. There's only 20 seconds left, actually, as the round has been
Yeah,
deceptively
Immortals just
quick.
takes so
Now
long to
Immortals
push.
in a 5v5 have to go for an absolute slaughter inside the objective to facilitate this plan. 10 seconds left, and Cyber pushing his way into Hookah will be the catalyst on that. It's a flurry now.
Oh
for
my
Immortals.
gosh,
This
like
gets
how do
right
they
back
win
the heart
this?
of
Like, I
Immortals,
just don't
though.
get it.
Now down, it's just Canadian left alive, but he has the Yokais. Can he stop the plant into the overtime? No, he stops it once, but the reattempt on the plant still going down. And
I'm just gonna be
Immortals,
completely honest here.
4 in
Like,
a row,
Immortals should
put
lose that.
themselves on match
Immortals
point.
should lose that
Will
round.
we go to Clubhouse?
I don't understand how
Oh,
they
Evil
keep
Genius
winning rounds
Not bringing
when
in Breachers.
they
Stark
wait
contrast to
so
what
long
PX has been bringing, which has been a Hibana basically every round.
and they don't have any
Evil Genius's best
any
side on this
extra
map
angles
was the
open than
offense
what
by
EG
far.
is
Only
giving
picked
to
up
them.
2 defensive rounds.
What I can
There's
say
been
is that
plenty
their
that have
timing
been played
their
so
timing is very
far.
good.
So they've played 7
That's
defensive
what I
rounds,
will
only
say.
winning
Like,
2. They've
the
played
timing
6
that they
offensive
have to
rounds,
push and
winning
get all the
4 of them.
kills like
So,
at the same time
percentages, more than
is
likely
very good.
going to win this
But the
offensive round.
angles that are
Statistics are true.
established,
NBK gonna start things off right, as Navi's
like
will be the
EG
first
should
one to
not
bite the
lose that.
bullet, literally, and that's going to be on deletion.
Like, they still have the
But
smoke.
the longer he's alive,
They
the
have
better
they
it
have
is.
every advantage. They
It's gonna
know where
taste
the
your
attackers are
medicine
coming
there
from.
is Navi's, as it's been the F2 on Twitch.
And
He's
the
been
attackers
wreaking
don't
havoc
they
with
know they have
on the attacking
ideas as to
side
where
of
the
Coastline
defenders
in
are,
this
but they don't know
matchup, so NBK is
exactly where they
certainly
are.
a dish best served cold.
So
Canadian
it's
now
just
pushing in through
mind-boggling.
theater and now through
But this
the theater
position
hatch
that
down into
NVK is
penthouse.
holding
He
is
makes his way
probably the
towards
most
90
effective
hallway.
flank
This
hold that you
far
can
side
have on this
push here,
map.
establishing a lot of long
Up on the
angles
roof, you
throughout
can
the
see the
consoles map.
hallways
But
on
again,
either
Immortals
side,
were
like
trying
one
to
in the
get familiar
upstairs
ways
towards
of
luggage and
moving
one
bottom
next to
toward the
kitchen,
top
and the other
door,
one
quite
you can see the main lobby double door.
in the meantime for the objective.
And
So
NVK just
replay
picks off one
of the
from that
kill
exact
NVK was
angle.
able to grab onto
Now
Navi's.
Necrox
You can see the
gonna be
drones
playing
lining
inside
up
of
after
90,
luggage and
can
from
watch
90
flank
hallway.
from
Evil
there.
Geniuses looking to go for a side execute
And
in towards Aquarium, as is pretty typical.
Geo has to stay
We'll see
alive
this will
because
be
they
their first impediment to
absolutely
making it in for the
need
plant.
his utility to
Just
plant.
not putting any respect on that center square was Navi's. You always have to be aware when you're rotating through there. It's so easy to hold from up top. You have so many different lines of sight that you can punish from it. People rotating into VIP.
So let's just
people
see how they
rotating through
attack
luggage
this.
into
Ugh, excuse me.
Aquarium, which is most of the upstairs and a lot of the areas that you want to try and tend to. But as of right now, EG going to be up on body count as Canadians going to try and have an explosive entry here, but that frag grenade is going to get ADS'd by Cyber.
NVK was downstairs with Twitch runner. He spotted out Cyber inside of Blue Bar. That Jaeger downstairs looking to play through these kill holes. So NVK looking.
Alright, so right now they're just looking for man count. They know one's in Blue Bar, one's behind Pink Bar. I'm sure that in the course of droning they figured out that one was in Hookah.
Being used just to prolong this round, as if they had their way, Evil Geniuses would have planted by now. Bullet getting prone inside a windowsill will at least drop and trade out Canadian, but the plant going to be coming down very soon from Evil Geniuses as they start to.
Here comes the utility.
The last remaining Toxic Babe being sent out now from PX, placed right up against the wall. Young going for a rotation with diffuser towards 90. What's the inclination here? 15 seconds left, and they're going to have to absolutely overload the objective. The asphyxiating bolt comes out, and it's not touching anyone. M-King drops NVK, pings on the corner as Necrox turns and collects PX, vaulting through the rotation. Another one for Necrox at the base of the Cool Vibe stairs. No diffuser in hand. He doesn't have time to reload. He has to go. But
Geo picks up the diffuser just in time.
And Necrox with 3 on the round, able to
Nice.
save it for Evil Geniuses. And
So
way to
NVK
go.
tried to push up
All in
blue.
distance on
Young and
Blue
Necrox
side.
push main hallway, and
Geo
Geo is using his utility and distracting the defense. So as you see, Smoke gets caught looking the other way. Because NVK is pushing up Cool Vibe stairs at the same time that Necrox is pushing in through the main hallway, Maestro can't cover Smoke's back. So Smoke goes down, Necrox just uses, Ash's speed to get into sight, start killing people as quickly as he can. Young goes down because now Mute knows that the attackers are coming down the hallway, and Geo is still alive. because everyone's been staring at him, but he hasn't gotten in any fights, and he's lucky that he's able to actually pick up the diffuser and, you know, go for it.
There go your smoke on the defense.
He's able to pick up the plant. So that's lucky, but it was good timing from EG. Now, what I'm saying here is that Immortals, they didn't know where the attackers were coming from. They knew Aquarium, but they didn't know that anybody was coming up the hallway until it was too late. That's why EG won that round.
And honestly, wait for Immortals to wait it out and get prepared for a bloody onslaught coming through that service door, which will most likely be the case again. The last time they defended this site, they had a 5v3 advantage. What does Navi's do? Bursts into the service door and grabs 2 of his own to level man count.
EG is reading into this heavily, though. If you guys look up at the top of your screen, you know that orange bar there that tells you all those operators? Let me tell you this. Smoke, Maestro, Mute, Echo, and Legion. That right there tells a tale of disaster for anyone that is trying to rush into a site. Specifically, that the fact that they are taking away information from the offense, and IMT has been playing heavily on that. They know where people are sitting, usually, and they're able to frag out because of it. Taking that information away is Canadian. We'll see if it pays out this time around.
Okay. What is happening here? Why is this... Is the stream lagging? What's happening?
It's a play style. If they get this opening frag, this could be the
okay.
map.
Well,
that was weird.
A lot of pressure towards the Lamborghini doorway right now, and this is where
So one thing that's kind of awkward about this is that M King has been watching flank this entire game, and he picks Jackal to watch flank.
Back underneath the lip of this desk, taking aim, can't find the finishing through the breach with an F2.
Yeah, I don't know what just happened here, but it just skipped forward. So smokes are off the board for Immortals, and I don't know why he's taking Jackal if he's not going to push. Operator selection right there is an issue.
As they spin in the wind, Immortals has to try and find an answer.
So once again, they're droning out. They're taking account of where people are in sight, and they just are going to push in.
No more toxic babes, as one of those breaching charges or breaching explosives will go off by the hands of Cyber. NBK is still locked in front desk.
Waiting to peek out and just narrowly avoiding another member.
But all of the attackers are outside. No one's inside the building.
Of Immortals, I believe it's not PX, sorry, it's Cyber outside of the kitchen window, spraying skyward.
Navi's finally coming into the building. None of the attackers are in the building. They don't take map control. This is why Immortals loses this round. They don't take map control, and EG has a man up. If it was even, if the man count was even, maybe. But because no one's in the building other than Navi's, but like that doesn't really help anything.
Towards the cool vibe stairs in an attempt to go for a flank. PX is now relocated to the kitchen window. Everybody's going to have to send it in, and Navi's through the kitchen door while 2 vault the kitchen window. The Legion Mine doesn't get deployed properly, and they both make it in on the vault. Geo should still have an Echo drone remaining, and there goes Cyber. Navi's on the trade onto Canadian. Behind the deployable, the man with the diffuser is down. There's 1 second left. Navi's in a 1v3.
Yep.
Evil Geniuses.
That's that.
To the semifinals.
So EG win that.
North America has a representative on championship
And
Sunday in
so there you have it. Pretty much Immortals' strategy on attack was typically just to push in the site and get all the kills. I know that that's like a very harsh analysis of what they were doing, but that was what they were doing. Like, they weren't opening up extra angles. They were trying but couldn't quite do it. They couldn't, there was just such a delay, and it's probably just because Immortals isn't that great on coastline. But they still got it close because EG was just losing fights they should have been winning. But anyway, guys, that's going to conclude my analysis for today. Tomorrow I'm going to do both semifinal matches. Faze versus EG, and Empire versus Fnatic. So I'll see you guys tomorrow around the same time. Thanks for watching, everybody.
And I mean, an absolute show here between